Welcome back to What Remains. This is session number 24, titled Seeing Visions. Last session, the group went ahead and learned things. They learned a lot, mainly through conversation with Glorio's wife, Estella, who has now joined the party. It seems that the group's intent is to enter into the Underkeeps beneath the Magic District, find proof that the idealists in the area are engaging with demons and also are affiliated with the death cult, so as to draw the light of everyone who's seeking out the death cult onto that very fact and hopefully bring about a quick and swift destruction of said cult, gang, organization, what have you. Um, we ended last session after a day of shopping and the like, and the plan was to the next morning travel and gain official documentation citing that they would be allowed to enter into the Underkeeps, even though they don't really need permission to do that, but to also give them a writ that makes them acting deputies for the church in law enforcement purposes. That said, it really wasn't decided as to what church you would be going to. There are a number of churches in the city, three primary ones, obviously. There's the Ashtar Temple, which you should be able to see on the map. The Atavius Temple, which is inside of the center of the city. It's pretty much... No, that's not it. It's closer to House Rostall. It's actually in... No, sorry, Alistair. It's this building here. And I'll get a marker on it here in a second. And then there's obviously the Church of Alawain, which is in the Green District. It is not too far away from House Gravesend.
Chad.
That being said, how would you like to proceed for the day?
Avran's had a lot of success working with the church before.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's actually visited the church here in this city, hadn't he?
Not yet. Yeah, but he will now to get that writ. Right? Writ? Right.
Yeah, I'm sure this is going to be an interesting interaction one way or the other.
Is Hezard coming?
Yeah, I mean, he's technically a priest of Atavius too, although...
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's technically a priest, and he's using Atavius' holy symbol, so we'll just see how that plays out.
All right.
But he'll accompany Avran.
Okay. Is anyone else accompanying Avran, or do you have other business that you want to engage in?
I'll be a squire for Avran as well.
While they're getting the writ, I think Fiona would try to find that contact.
Okay. In the Hoppler Museum?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, Zizo, what's Malika doing?
I can't decide. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't decide if Malika wants to go with the do-gooders and kind of like play do-gooder, or just stay home and make some potions. Okay, gonna stay home and make potions.
We probably need potions.
So I'll stay home and make potions of healing.
Okay.
Okay, are you proficient with alchemy tools or herbalism?
I have an herbalism kit.
Okay. So Hezrod knows, because we've made potions before, that potions require special ingredients, and there's a special ingredient that he acquired, but he has no idea what it does or what it's used for, and he basically just stuck it in his pocket. Hasn't done anything with it.
Okay.
So when he hears that you're going to be making potions, he's going to give that to you. I don't think I have any other materials on me.
What's the
I ate
material?
all the mushrooms. It was I don't think you gave me a name for it. You just said it was a weird root, and you gave me a picture.
Can you post the picture?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I don't think it's under recipes. Oh, ingredients.
Yeah, it would be under.
Oh, I see it. It looks
was
like
on
a
yeah.
mandragora.
Yeah.
Okay, I
So he
remember.
pulls this gnarly looking root out of his pocket and just like
Does Malika know what that is?
hands it to you.
You can make a nature roll.
Can I use my herbalism kit?
No.
No.
Nope.
God damn it.
No.
15.
Okay. You have no idea. Oh,
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm afraid I've never seen such a root before. Maybe the wizards will be able to tell you what it is. I certainly can't.
They were there when I found it. We have no idea what it is. I thought about eating it, but then I forgot about it.
Well, it does look tasty. Maybe you should try some.
Okay. I'll take it with me if I get hungry on the way.
That sounds wise.
Okay. Goodbye, Malika.
Roots are very healthy. Look after your health. Bye.
Okay. It's what you would notice about it is that it's very clearly with that 15 nature roll, it's very clearly poisonous. So manhandling
Okay.
Sorry, I was checking my notes. It's very clearly poisonous, but you do not know what it is or how to utilize it.
Okay, so let's retcon all that. Please
Why
do
doesn't
not.
Malika just hang on to it?
Please do not eat this root. Here, I'll take it. It's absolutely poisonous. I'll try to do a little bit of research here and there and see if I can figure out what it is.
He says,
Oh no. It's been in my pocket for weeks.
Is Alton around while this is happening?
I mean, we haven't split up yet, so
Cool.
probably.
Do you have Poisoner's Kit as a proficiency?
I don't think I do.
Over on the left side under Tools. Should be under Skills, and then down below that there should be a Tools section. If you're an assassin, you should have tools.
I got Thieves' Tools and a dice set.
That's very interesting. You have the Assassin subclass, right?
I'm just a criminal burglar.
No. When you reach 3rd level of Rogue, you were supposed to take a subclass. Let me check something here.
Oh, I never did that.
Yeah,
so
you very much are proficient with Poison Kit. Hold on a second. Let's take a look at how you got through character.
How did that
creation
happen?
Without taking a subclass. That's
I just murder people.
yeah,
That's all
no.
I do.
You have Assassin. That's really weird that it doesn't show any of the features that you would get for being an assassin. Hold on a
Oh,
second.
so we've been playing with half a halfling this whole time.
I respect your joke. I will not honor it.
Hey. That halfling is really good.
Yeah.
He has luck on his side.
You should have a feature called Assassinate, which you don't apparently have. I will go ahead and put that into your character sheet. You should also have bonus proficiencies.
He's only been playing with half a character sheet.
And I've been good with it.
True.
Yep. So now if you look over to the left side, you should see a Thieves' Tools die set, Disguise Kit, and Poisoner's Kit.
Yep, I got it.
Click on Poisoner's Kit. It'll ask you what ability you want to use, and you're going to click Intelligence. No, not the cog. Unclick the cog. Just click the word Poisoner Kit. It'll bring up a query. You're going to change it to Intelligence, and then hit OK.
Oh, it says the query just puts input value.
Yeah, and then you're going to click the down value, and you're going to put Intelligence.
It's public roll or whisper roll.
I don't believe you.
What?
Public roll. Then what?
My computer locked up. Ooh,
I'm gonna test.
come
run.
on.
That's interesting.
That's pretty good.
That's not for me though. That's not what I rolled, or that's not what he rolled. I just rolled that.
His computer locked up.
Yeah. Do you want me to have rolled for you?
Oh, there it is. And then I put what? Attribute what?
Intelligence.
Got it. Submit.
Okay. So you rolled a 20. You would know that that's Bloodroot. And Bloodroot creates a poison called Bloodroot Poison. And you need to be proficient with a poisoner's kit to be able to do it. And you also need the recipe to be able to manufacture it. You do not have the recipe, but if you seek it out, you could turn that Bloodroot into Bloodroot Poison.
Hezrod, it's called Bloodroot. I am your wizard now. I know all there is for poisonous stuff. Magically, within the last 5 seconds. I'm sorry, guys.
Does he know how to safely handle it?
If it's inside of the root, you're fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as long as you're not cutting into it. Like the second you start playing around with it, it's a different story.
I gotcha. Yeah, then I guess we'll just give it to Alton. He's the only
I'm
one
sorry,
that
I don't know how to use herbs and roots to make poisons. I only use them to heal.
Don't worry, buddy. I got you covered.
Okay.
We can heal somebody with poison.
You'll figure it out.
Okay. So then we split off into a couple of different groups. Now, I don't think we're taking a full day's worth of activity, so there won't be time to make potions.
Shit.
It's mostly just a pop and a skip to go and ask and see if a writ's possible, and then down
Okay.
into the dungeons, right?
All right, then I'm going with the do-gooders,
Okay.
and since we're not making potions.
Perfectly fine. And Fiona, you're going to the Hoffler Museum. When you get there, it appears that they have a few individuals who you're familiar with, just kind of, you know, as acquaintances, that are kind of present inside of the front area, the foyer. And it appears that they're kind of milling about. Some of them are wearing all black, and some of them are wearing veils over their faces. And you can see that there's a little shrine that's been kind of erected that appears to be a display for the Demetriarch. They seem to be kind of having a memorial to him there in the front room. You very quickly kind of suss out your quarry. You see that you know, the individual is here. But it does look like he's engaged with other people, and it sounds like they're having a interesting enough for them, apparently, but probably not something that would entice you as an interesting story about the Demetriarch.
No, Hezrod is like inclined to go interrupt that memorial service.
Except that you're not there, so that
Oh.
doesn't matter.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm sorry. You were that's at the Hoffler Museum. I thought you were talking
Right.
about the. My bad.
Yeah. Fiona's not going to do that, but she is going to kind of silently observe and wait for a moment for a break in the conversation where she can kind of politely wedge herself in.
It seems like he kind of disengages for a bit, but they seem to be continuing, and he's kind of sitting there, still listening, and still kind of staying with friends during this memorial time. It seems to be the best moment so far that you've seen.
I think she'll kind of approach very solemnly. She'll kind of hang her head a little bit and kind of say, it's so upsetting what happened. Did you know him
Yeah,
very well?
yeah, he was my boss. But I didn't know he was involved with gang stuff. Maybe, I mean, I'm hoping he just got unlucky, and maybe he was doing something that's not so bad, you know, just like maybe there's a brothel at that tavern or something. I don't know. Kind of looks at you and says, "Do I know you?"
Oh, sorry. My name is Fiona Woods. I work with
Yes,
Morgan.
yes, right.
Yes.
The Grand
yes.
Library.
Right. I was actually wondering if you did know anything about Dimitriok's research, because I had heard it might be connected to something less savory than we might assume.
Research? I didn't know he was engaged in any research. I was always under the impression he simply performed the duties required here at the museum. I'm not slated to go and trifle through his things until the end of the week. I believe his wife will be attending that process.
Do you know by any chance what her name is?
Melissa Montoulet?
Melissa Montalay. Wonderful. And do you know if anyone else will be paying respects tonight?
And when he says Melissa Montoulet, you see him kind of gesture across the way. And then as you kind of just take in a gander and then kind of follow up on that question, you do see a woman kind of over off in the distance with very striking beauty, gorgeous blonde hair. She's wearing kind of a dark dress and she has a veil over her head, over her face rather. But there's something about her that kind of like makes you kind of like trigger for a second, and then you hear Milady Woods in your head as Seymour speaks up, and he says, "That woman there seems to have a very close affinity to the Feywild. I would steer clear of her. She seems dangerous."
The second she hears Seymour, she kind of perks up a little. Oh, hello. In her mind, of course. Out of curiosity, do you know anything about Melissa?
Nope. As you're kind of sitting there having a conversation in your head, you see him kind of like answering the question, but you're not really paying attention to whatever he was saying. And you actually like get this vibe from yourself and also from Seymour that like it didn't matter. And like he finished talking, and so whatever the answer to that question wasn't as important as what was going on over here.
Yeah.
And so like it kind of falls to this natural kind of moment where he is not talking anymore and doesn't know how to follow up with like, having answered the question, and you're kind of like, I didn't care. So it's like there's this awkward pause in that moment.
Yeah, and I think she kind of just like bows her head a little bit. Well, thank you for meeting with me. I really just wanted to know if you had any information on that, but obviously you don't. By any chance, would I be able to look through some of his effects?
I don't think that would be possible, not without the permission of the owner of them. And,
That would be... And then she turns her head back toward Melissa. Of course.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Well, thank you again.
Of course.
And she just kind of... And she starts walking toward Melissa, but as she does so...
Make a charisma check. If you have perception trained, you can add your perception, or you can add your proficiency modifier.
See if I have perception. I don't. So I will just do a charisma check, just straight up the word, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
You very clearly, with an 18, understand that the vibe you just left with him, like your vibe that you left with him, was off. You understand that socially, what you had just asked was kind of like weird, and you realize that he thought it was weird by the way he acted at the end. So
right.
Yeah.
I think like the moment that she kind of like realizes that she's like, oh God, this was such a weird, I was too upfront. She kind of pauses and turns around once more before saying kind of lowly to him, I was hoping to write an article on his research as a kind of posthumous gesture, and I'm sorry, that was probably an imposition. I should have just spoken to Melissa directly.
Sorry, it definitely did sound awkward. You're correct. As he says that, go ahead and make me a persuasion roll.
That look.
Let's see. Do.
26 is pretty good. He looks to you and says, if it's just educational, you're not planning on taking anything or keeping anything, I can certainly allow you access to the materials. I plan on today's the day of Dan, so tomorrow would be fine. Yes. Wait, no, yesterday was the day of Dan. Today is Mons. Yeah, Tues would be fine. Tomorrow, I will see you tomorrow. Just stop by here. I'd say somewhere around the hour of, and he kind of names off an hour, which equates to like 9. And we will go and you can see what you can see, and hopefully it'll help your material.
Wonderful. She would nod her respects and try to kind of hide a bit of like the glee she's feeling inside and kind of play it off as like, oh yes, I'm a serious reporter. But as she's leaving, she is definitely going to try to like sneak a few glances at Melissa and see if she might, like, after observing her for a few moments and seeing how that goes, she might try to say a few words.
Okay. So there is a deadly kind of just presence to her. Like, you don't know why. But you were around for conversations regarding certain matters, regarding the agony, the liquid pain that's being kind of trafficked through the city. And her name came up. She was the person that was outside of the city in some place called Richter's Mine that was apparently making the stuff.
Ooh. Okay. Interesting. Ooh. Can I try to approach her in a stealthy way? And by stealth, I mean in a way that is kind of like I'm not trying to actively approach her. I'm trying to approach the people kind of around her. Like I'm trying to make it more of a, I'm just happening to walk by you.
Do you have stealth trained?
Oof. Let's see. I don't think I do, but let me double check.
You need a halfling.
Oh, I do not.
Okay, then just go ahead and make a charisma check.
Charisma? Okay.
Okay. So you are socially kind of cognizant, like you are pretty good at this kind of interacting, kind of, displaying the force of personality that you're wanting to put on front. So you do exactly what you just said. You kind of go to the people to the side, you try and do like the pleasantries, like, introduce yourself and talk to them, but you're really just talking through them and listening to them, not even really, as you're kind of paying attention to your quarry. And it seems like she's very quickly dismissing people, like she doesn't want to talk to people, and eventually you realize she's just standing alone for the most part, and has been doing so quite a bit.
Okay.
Like people come up and say, I'm so sorry for your loss, and she kind of plays the grieving widow, and she doesn't talk or take counsel very well.
I think I think she would probably, oh god. Yeah, I think she would probably approach her in one of the more quietest of moments. And just say as directly as possible, like just like kind of like a like you said before, people were just passing through, saying their respects and moving forward. Fiona's going to mimic that entirely, just coming through saying, I'm so sorry for your loss. I hope that I can honor him in a posthumous article I'm working on.
She starts speaking, and as she does, you can see her mouth moving. You can hear her words in your head. You can hear her words in your ears. You can hear her words in your soul. And as she says what she says, make a charisma saving throw.
Damn, Gina.
She's seducing you with words.
you very quickly, with your 22 save, realize that she is basically trying to charm you into a commanded state. And she realized that you resist her. You realize that you resist her, and she realized it. And she kind of stops speaking, kind of looks at you and says, "What was your name again?"
Oh shit!
No one.
Very smoothly, she smiles. I'm Fiona, and I work with Professor Corrigan at the library. I am a studying wizard.
Ah. Well, thank you for your condolences. And you can almost see her just kind of annoyedly kind of move from the position she's been standing in the whole time over to kind of like the refreshment table, just annoyed with you. Like, just total, like, she thinks she's better than me kind of like attitude. Like, she just leaves.
Out of curiosity, when she was trying to charm me, did Fiona catch any of the words she was trying to say?
Wasn't magic. It was absolutely the words that would have been commanding you to whatever she told you to do.
I
You just
see.
realized that they were command words and you were just kind of ignoring them. You can make
Okay.
if you are planning on kind of moving away from her and you're thinking about it, you can make an Arcana check to see if you can kind of maybe gather what might have happened there more fully.
Yeah, as she's retreating back to her tavern to wait for the
The group.
the mission. Yeah. So she'll do this definitely as she's retreating.
Okay. What she did was, with a 15, you would know that what she did was not a spell casting, like I mentioned. It definitely felt like it was a supernatural ability that she has innately. The only things that you can think of that have that kind of capability are the undead, powerful fae, demons, devils, creatures like that.
Right, and Seymour just said Feywild, so that's interesting. Fiona would clock all of that and kind of like she's a little giddy when she realizes how powerful this person is, and she can't help but like steal another glance as she's walking away.
It's more kind of like a smiling at a funeral or a wake, rather. Kind of.
Yeah.
You head out. The rest of you travel to the center of the city, pass through the gates of the Alistair, and make your way to the Atavian Temple. You're welcome in without issue. There's a number of people who are present who are performing rituals, typical rituals for Atavians. Averin would recognize all of these ceremonies that are being kind of engaged in, all these rituals that are being engaged in, these prayers. Some of them are praying for, forgiveness. Some of them are praying for discipline. Some of them are praying for the strength to overcome their ordeals. You can see that most of the people that are present are, just common folk. Some aristocrats are present as well. There aren't too many people who are members of the church, from what you can tell, except for one guy. One guy who seems to stand out from the lot of them. He's wearing bright white robes with gold trim. He's carrying in one hand what appears to be a cane, but when you look at it again, you realize it's not a cane, it's a hammer. He's using the hammerhead as a handhold. And he just has like a really graceful look on his face. Probably somewhere in his 50s, but he seems to move like guys in his 20s. He's definitely a very cool looking guy. And he seems to be just kind of, answering people's questions as they approach him. It seems that he's every so often kind of reaching into his bag with his hand, kind of pulling out water on his fingertips, kind of splashing on people who approach him, which you would recognize as holy water.
Hezrod runs over and like gets in line.
Not much of a line, it's just kind of people just approaching. It's like a steady enough amount of people, and his engagement with them is rapid enough that maybe one person's kind of standing and waiting while one person's being dealt with.
Is it like Catholicism and where you approach them and call them like father or?
So, when it comes to the Osirian Church or the Great Church, typically the leader of a church is not regarded as a parental figure. That's one difference between, Atavius is not seen as like a fatherly figure. The idea of patrimony kind of stuff is more Allowain's department. They are typically just regarded as order bringer or priest.
All right. Avron will be behind Hezrod, wait for him to say what he has to say, and then chime in.
As you approach the priest, he kind of turns and looks at you. Doesn't say anything.
Me or Hezrod?
Whoever approached.
I guess Hezrod would be first. So if he's looking at Hezrod and Hezrod doesn't say anything, or they don't say anything, Hezrod says,
Please?
He kind of turns his head in like a confused look.
The water.
Ah.
Ah. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Hezrod kind of like bows, but it's more like he just like bobs his head, and then he like shuffles aside.
Turns
Like, he doesn't like move off, but he kind of stands off to the side so Avran can,
turns to see the next person approaching, smiles, and then an old Osirian says, Holy Swordsman.
An old Osiris priest. I've come today to ask for a writ of passage.
Ah. Where do you mean to go and bring the light of Atavius?
The underground.
Of what district?
the Magic District.
Magic District.
Walk with me. And he starts
Walk with him.
walking. Every kind of placement of the pommel of the hammer kind of chimes with a ping,
Nice.
ping. Does the rest of your retinue follow?
Hezrod follows, but he kind of listens absent-mindedly, but he's mostly like checking out that hammer.
He stops, turns, and looks at your associates if they follow. And an old Osirian still. Are these ones with you?
Yes, priest.
He kind of scrutinizes them.
If
Well-
if I may, if you wish for it to just be you and I can.
You're talking. He's focused. He walks over to Hezrod, looks at his makeshift holy symbol, snaps into perfect merfolk and says, "A crude matter, this.
Found at the bottom of the ocean.
He says, but also in Merfolk.
Made devoutly, made with some sense of rule and understanding. But I sense in you a bit of the opposite of balance, the opposite of order."
You speak of chaos
I do.
and destruction?
I do.
Yes.
He smiles and very quickly throws the hammer just up. It spins and he catches it so that it's hammerhead up. And he smiles. Atavius came to this plane with hammer and nail. With Amun Kreber, he brought about the destruction of children. Deified brats who would see destruction for no reason. So you see, there's a difference between destruction, tap tap, as he kind of touches the cross that's on the side of the hammer, and destruction for purpose. Drops the hammer, very quickly places his hand down, and kind of puts it right back to where it was before.
The whole time, Hezrod's eyes are watching the hammer.
Looks to the halfling. And then looks to Malika. A hedge mage, says in common to Malika. Muted.
Muted.
You're muted, Zeta.
You're muted.
I can't hear.
You might say that. I rather think of myself as a midwife that does whatever's needed for
He raises his hand.
those in her care.
He raises his hand and kind of like places it like this in front of him. I assure you, deceptions are much sweeter if less words are used. Come. He slowly keeps walking.
Dang.
Namalia,
that's evil.
Malika gulps.
Hezrod looks at her and he says,
Wait, so you're not a midwife?
I am.
Keeps walking.
Oh, okay.
You enter into kind of like a back cloister, much more like a kind of pseudo office that's just off the side of like the main stage and pulpit. He walks over to a desk, and sitting at the desk is a young man. He looks to the young man and gestures with his hand and says, "A writ of allowance, please." The boy kind of shuffles through some drawers, a young man rather, kind of in his mid to late teens, shuffles through the papers, pulls out a series of pages and kind of sets them out onto the table. You notice during this process, Avran, that he has the chains of bounding, so he is a hopeful for becoming a holy swordsman. So the holy symbol of the church in Osiria will be kind of placed in the hand of a upcoming swordsman, and before they're given the right to wield a sword in the name of Atavius and in the name of law and justice, they're basically instructed to hold the holy symbol for 500 days. And so what they'll do is they'll take that and then they'll use the chains of bounding, wrap them around their wrists, wrap them around their hands, so that the holy symbol can never be released, even while they're performing tasks.
Gotcha.
Is that the hand that he's using his cane with?
The priest doesn't have the chains. He's well past that
Oh,
stage.
okay.
The boy does.
Okay.
Yeah, the boy.
"How old is this boy?"
17, probably.
Oh,
Give him a
okay.
number. Once the papers have been set out, he looks to the young man. What is it, 5 more days? The child nods. Well, you should feast upon something. Just about that time, about that hour. Go. You have my grace to have a repast. He moves to the chair after the boy leaves out of it, sits down. The hammer, if it's flipped very quickly, it's set head down, so it sits next to him. He looks at the papers and very quickly kind of scrawls some things on it, slides it over to the side, and sets the quill kind of next to the position. You can see that there's a place at the bottom where he anticipates for you and yours to sign your names.
Mhm.
If you read over the document, you'll note that it's basically stating that if you perform any ill deeds in the name of the church, you will be conscripted and forced to serve in the Atavian military for a number of years equal to the number of days of turmoil you've caused.
Fair enough. Avron signs it immediately. He lets everyone know. This is a binding document. If any of you cause turmoil down in the underground, I will personally see to it that you are conscripted into the military. He's mostly looking at Alton. And
Why
then
do you look at me?
Not what I expected.
I know, right? I don't plan on causing any countdown of the Underkeep. I'm just your squire, sir.
Hezrod is like already forming the fireball.
Yeah, right?
He's like too busy like looking at the fire in his hands. He's like, "I'm sorry, what?"
Malika is like skulking in the corner, like just surrounded in shadow. Oh, okay. she'll sign. I'm afraid I can't read well, but I think what you're saying makes it quite clear. I, for one, have no plans on hurting any innocents.
This gives you passage into the Underkeeps, and if anyone were to address you, they would just need to see this document, and they would allow you passage. There would be no issue. But if you are taking up this document, you are basically swearing that you aren't going to do ill deeds. It is not your goal to perform horrible actions upon anyone or anyone who's law-abiding citizens of the city of Nog. But if you do, with this rite of passage, then, well, obviously, there has to be a punishment.
Can I ask an out of character question?
Yep.
Is there like some kind of divine or arcane voodoo that
Nope.
like will detect wrongdoing? Okay.
Um,
I'm just
Has-
curious.
yeah, Hezrod has like no concept of signing something like this. It's not like, signing things like that works well in the Merfolk neighborhood. So someone's gonna have to sign on his behalf.
Hmm. I feel like I guess Avran should, because Avran's known him the longest right now.
Does
and this-
does Hezrod have like does he have a claw? Like a long
True.
nail? He can
Several.
Several.
dip his little nail in and like make an X with the
Yeah. So it's like, and if I'm sorry, if we don't sign this, we can still accompany
No.
Avran.
No.
No, we can't accompany him on behalf. Fuck it, whatever. I guess, yeah. Hezrod doesn't understand what's going on, but I guess if Malika would instruct him to go ahead and just like mark it with an X with a claw dipped in ink.
Do you do it with your pinky?
No, he
Okay.
sticks like his whole finger in the inkwell. He's just
Alright.
like it's two big messy X's.
and Malika's signature is kind of like a kindergartner wrote it, and like the C is backwards.
If you would be so kind, Master Halfling, so we can move this process along.
Does Alton sign?
I just stay quiet.
Everyone's staring at you right now.
Everyone.
I'm a little kid in the corner.
I'm too young to sign this. I'm a minor.
I am a minor, sir. I'm too young. And you can't do it. No.
Just
If-
forge somebody else's signature.
If you have a way of trying to get out of this and you want to get out of this, you can try. But again, everyone's looking at you, and the expectation is that you sign.
I mean, you could, you could not sign.
I mean, the
Just-
satanic witch signed. You might as well sign.
That's true too. If the satanic dude signed, then I think it'll be fine.
The witch.
The
Maybe
shark
I
widow
can-
signed.
She's
Sleight
not
of
for sure.
hand, a new signature.
You can attempt
Yeah,
to
just
forge.
like make up an alias.
Respect.
You can attempt to forge.
Nice.
Yeah, you write a name. He doesn't seem to care.
Ooh, awesome.
Takes the document, puts it back into one of the drawers that are kind of settled in the desk, closes it, takes the paperwork, puts it back in the shelf, or the drawer that the boy pulled them out of, and then tidies up very quickly. Stands up, takes the hammer, and very quickly kind of just drops it so it bounces on its head and flips over on itself, then grabs the head and slams it back down into cane position. Looks to Avran and says, I'm assuming that you intend to use that blade upon your back, but you're going into the Underkeep. You do understand that could be problematic. The corridors there are narrow.
Yes, priest.
Do you need a sufficient arming sword and shield?
Yes.
Come with me. Leads the group further. ahead.
Before we leave that room, is the boy or the teen still in there?
No, he left. He went to go to lunch.
Okay, he left. Okay.
Group continues on into the inner cloister, moving past some places. He doesn't seem to be he's not initiating conversation, not trying to start conversation, but he's not going to dismiss conversation. It seems like he's very much of the mentality speak only when spoken to, which Avram would know is pretty common in the clergy. They are servants. They are not. It is their goal to serve the people. He leads you into a armory. You can see there are a number of individuals who are kind of putting on plate armor, kind of gearing up inside of this kind of locker room-like space. And you can see that they are kind of, also blessing their weapons. Some of them are blessing their weapons with censures and other kind of incenses. He walks over to the wall, looks over to an individual and says, "Quartermaster, these weapons here, are they unknown for holy swordsmen's knights errant?" The quartermaster nods his head and old Osirian replies, "Of course." Priest nods, reaches over and grabs a shield with the Atavian cross settled on it, kite shield, hands that to you, reaches over and grabs a sword, pulls it off the wall, hands that to you. The sword appears to be very ornate. You can see that it has old Osirian kind of writing along the fuller. It appears to read justice in his name on both sides. The shield has a kind of wax seal that's kind of been placed on it. And there's a page kind of hanging on the front facing of the shield. It appears to be a kind of litany from the Bynod, which is the holy book of Atavius.
Yes.
It appears to be a specific tenet regarding the vigilance of Atavian swordsmen's featured in the Bynod. He hands these two to you. They should serve you well. They have been blessed by priests and empowered by the winds. I hope that they serve you inside of the Underkeep. Add a character, +1 shield, +1 longsword.
Woo!
Nice.
Thank you, priest.
Of course.
I hope not to use these down there, but if I do, they will be used well.
If you are not aware, there are death cults that have been sighted in and around the areas north of the Magic District. I am assuming that you are intent on seeing if the perversion has delved deeper through the Underkeep south of the Steel District.
Indeed.
Interesting. The Temple of Halloween has some individuals who might be of note to you. I recommend, if you do have time, or if your intent is to simply suss out this corruption quickly, then you should perhaps be on your way. But if you find time to go and visit with the Temple of Halloween, an individual there named Melurio Stationadal might serve you well. Type her name out in the chat, because it's obviously Elvish.
That is complicated.
Man, she has been around forever.
She's an elf.
That
Yep.
is true.
That's what happens when you have a long-ass lifespan.
And out of character note, elves in my campaign setting don't have a maximum life capacity. They're more loaded than...
Oh,
There's
that's fucking
Yeah, there's no
awesome.
600 years.
I feel like I should have played an elf.
Could've.
That
But
means
I'm
Minros
okay.
could still be out there somewhere.
Mm-hmm. No, actually, no,
And-
absolutely not. Trust me. They
Oh.
they don't have like an immortality. It's
got you.
it's not finite. It is an immortality, but they can still
Like-
die horribly.
Oh, I
You
got
said
you.
Halloween.
Yes, the Temple of Halloween.
Gotcha. Okay.
If you find time,
Thank you, priest.
of course.
Simple. Okay. And you said the southmost district of the magic or the gold district?
Eh?
Did we?
What are you asking me?
He asked me if I was going to check.
He's asking if
These-
you're going to the Magic District to suss out whether the corruption from the Steel District has moved south.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
it appears that people at higher levels of kind of capacity than your ragtag group are aware of the movements of the death cult, or at least are making kind of similar kind of
Yeah.
they're coming to similar conclusions as you guys. And when I say higher level, I don't mean like level in character, or I don't mean like I
Yeah.
just mean that they obviously hold more of a position of importance in the city
Yeah,
than
Yeah.
Right.
you know.
I got you.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody else is taking care of the Steel District, and now we're working on the Magic District.
Of course.
Right.
Got you. Okay.
As you're exiting the temple, you get a call on your call stone, Avern.
Are you sure?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, he looks at it.
It's from Golridir.
He's gonna try to pick it up as best as he can.
Golridir says, "It's okay. I think you've got it. You're doing great.
Hello.
You're doing great. So me and my wife have done some scouting, and I think we have a pretty good entrance into where we might be able to search the underkeeps around this area.
Yes.
So just whenever you're ready, we're going to head back to Elm Woods, and we'll meet you there.
Oh, okay.
All right.
We're going to the Temple of Halloween.
Okay.
I have the writ.
Okay. Do you need to go to the Temple of Alwyn? I mean,
Yes.
I am a priest of Alwyn.
It would be helpful if you showed here in the
Why did they-
temple.
Why did they recommend you go see Maluriel?
Oh, in character or out of character?
I mean, he mentioned her. He just mentioned her as somebody you should see while you're in the city.
Yes, it's to get more information on the possible locations of the death cults.
Oh, okay. I missed that part.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I thought he was just like, oh, you should visit her before you leave.
Do you know a Malorial?
Doesn't ring any bells. Sorry.
I see. Well, we'll be at the temple. Goodbye.
Okay.
Just gonna hold it, wait till it clicks off or something.
Yep.
Hello?
The stone sits there blinking.
Adran, it's off. It's off,
Okay.
Adran. Put it back in
He's
your
gonna-
pocket.
Gonna put it in his pocket.
I mean, my liege, it's off. 'Cause I'm your squire.
he's gonna attempt to call Fiona, but probably butt dial Gorodir,
Okay.
and
Well,
then
to kind of put it to a point, though, Fiona, you're arriving back at Elm Woods as Estella and Golridir are entering into the place. So you kind of meet up there. And they say, Avran's heading to the Temple of Alwyn. Golridir says, I don't really see a point if they already have a writ from... He said he had a writ from the Atavian Temple. So whatever his business there, he mentioned someone... The name's kind of familiar, but I'm not sure. Anyways.
All right. Fiona's kind of like furrows her brow. I don't really know what that will serve us, but hopefully they're quick. You said that you found an opening.
Yeah, and we're just going to make ready and make sure we're ready to head down into the Underkeep. And you see the two of them kind of walk over, and in Elvish kind of have a rapport with your father real quick, who you didn't actually know spoke Elvish. And then Golridir walks behind the bar and starts pulling bottles of wine and putting them into his bag.
Ooh. Sensing that we're kind of gearing up.
Gearing up. That's Golridir
yeah.
gearing up. Yep. Putting
Yeah.
bottles of wine into the bag.
Exactly.
And you
Fiona
can see-
will kind of-
You can see Estella kind of at the bar as he's like choosing, and she says, "No, that one. Yeah, I want that one. Bring that along, please." And she actually
Hey.
names off the wine, like, and the vintage just by looking at the side on.
On our way back, can I buy a pipe of smoke animals?
No, because you're not shopping.
Smoke animal.
Shopping takes time.
Oh,
If you want to spend a day of downtime doing stuff, Malika can make
Yeah.
potions.
I just
we can
wanted
do
a pipe of smoke monsters. That was it. It's a common magic item.
Again, even with common magic items, I mean, you can buy as many common magic items as you want, but you have to go to the marketplace, search the marketplace,
Yeah.
find the
Yeah.
artifact.
It takes time.
It's
Yeah.
cool.
Time we.
It's cool.
Do we even need to go visit this malarial person?
Well, the more information, the better, but no, we don't need to visit her.
Hmm.
Think
How long would it take to get to the temple and back to Elmwoods?
Better part of an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah. We
From
got
where
that
you're
kind
at.
of time.
For where you're at, it's
Yeah.
going to take like 25 minutes to get from where you're at to Elmwoods. If you go to the
Yeah.
Ashtar or the Halloween Temple, it's going to take you, 30 minutes just to get there, and then from there, it's going to take you about an hour and a half.
Say we visit this lady.
I
since
got a
she
question.
is-
Can Avran's elk carry 2.5 people?
Yes. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
Right.
that just
You
like
do know
speed
the
up our
elk-
commute a bit.
No, it's not. The elk moves a lot slower than sky rails, canal boats, and trolleys.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
The time that I
meant.
mentioned is based on
Public
using
transit.
public transportation.
Yeah, cool.
If you want to ride on an elk, you'll look cooler, but you will move slower.
Okay, let's get on the elk and then put the elk on the train.
We don't even need the elk.
The elk.
The elk hasn't even been summoned. It's not a
Two
thing
and a
that
half
No,
men,
it's-
2.5
It's
men, and an
always
elk.
summoned. It's always
Anyways.
there.
you would probably.
No,
Okay,
it's
let's-
2.25 men because I was a half an elf or half a halfling earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're a whole halfling now, so let's go. Yeah, let's go see Maluriel. If she's gonna give us some more information, it might save me from blowing shit up.
John, while
Yeah.
they're doing this and Fiona's waiting with the other two, I think she's going to use whatever time and like knowledge she's learned so far about Demetriarch to like actually start writing an article
Okay.
in case anyone actually tries to fact check her.
Go ahead and
Hmm.
give me just a history check.
Nice. So for however long it takes them, that's how long she'll work on this.
And if your intelligence modifier is the same as your charisma, or is it higher?
It's higher.
Your intelligence is higher than your charisma?
Yeah.
Then yeah.
You really did want to be a wizard.
Oh, wait, no, it's not. Sorry, the base score is, but the modifier is the same.
4. Got it. Okay. So yeah, you start writing stuff down, and you're actually using knowledge of what you understand might be in the paperwork inside of his stuff, and kind of using that as like a side angle, and then using the kind of just studious and kind of just dusty kind of language that you would use for like actual documentations and stuff. It's sufficient enough to trick the smart. It would definitely be confusing enough to kind of just block the interrogations of the dumb. And if it was scrutinized more, it probably would not be sussed out to be a falsehood. That said, you arrive at the Alawain Temple. So I didn't mention the exterior of the Atavian Temple. Despite not having a lot in common with Catholicism in regards to the faith or referring to priests as fathers, the architecture of the Atavian Temple was very Gothic cathedral. The Temple for Alawain, on the other hand, is a bit more... I guess the best way I can kind of describe it is floaty. If you're familiar with like the idea of the Temple of Zeus, like it's very open air, pillars, not really, or Dionysus might be a bit more accurate. It's very open air, kind of like you can walk through it at any angle. It's actually, I can see that it's actually in the wrong position. It's supposed to be that little grass circle or the tree circle to the south of that. And the district it is in is also very kind of, natural in comparison with the rest of the city. You would note that the bricks are made out of what appear to be fibrous material. The people who are a bit smarter or have been in the city longer, Alton would probably be the main one in your group there, would note that the bricks here are made out of mycelium, which is grown by House Gravesend. And the bricks are actually sent throughout the city. So it's actually a good enough construction material that is used in pretty much everywhere. Stone is not as common in kind of the higher rise buildings in the city. It's all
Gotcha.
mushrooms.
Hezrod, would you like to taste these bricks like you did whenever we entered the city first?
No, they were not good.
They are the worst. But it's absolutely more common here than anywhere else. And there's a lot of trees and kind of things that are actually grown into structures as well. If you're a fan of like the Elder Scrolls series, it very much has kind of like a Morrowind kind of vibe to it. Like they make
Nice.
trees grow into what they want building wise.
Yeah.
That said, you enter into the temple complex. You can see that there are a lot of people out and about, kind of doing their business. But it does look like there are two individuals kind of towards the center who are geared up. Looks like they are actually like dressed for combat, whereas everyone else is kind of here for religious stuff. One is an elf. She appears to be wearing the armor of a Twilight Knight, which is very kind of like vibrant cape and kind of tabard, very kind of bright blue, and then the armor seems to be kind of this scintillating kind of purplish color that almost kind of shimmers and shines when the light catches it, like there's stars in the material. She is an elvish woman. Seems to be a priestess rather, and she is standing next to what appears to be a turtle. The turtle in question has kind of a very pointed beak and a jagged shell. He's wearing kind of more of a. He definitely looks like he's ready to travel and do battle and stuff, but he looks like he's wearing more kind of the garb of like a wildsman or a scout or a guide. The two appear to be talking and engaging kind of heavily in the dialogue that they're having.
Avern will try to make his presence known and approach.
We're
these
certain.
two.
We're certain it's there up in the mountains. We can go there and we can scout it out, this rift. Yes, I have used my detection to understand that it is definitely where I say it is. We must go quickly, though. She turns and kind of looks to you. I'm sorry. May I help you?
Forgive my
If this is
interruption.
regarding the death cults, I do not have time. We're about to leave the city.
Are you
What?
Malorial?
I am Illyriel that you seek.
Shit.
The turtle kind of looks to you, kind of.
It was about the death cults. Me and my.
We are about to go and bring them a swift end. It would seem that the souls that they have been capturing are being utilized to give purchase to a dreadlord. And we have learned that there is a rift that enters into his plane high up in the Mudis region to the west. That is where we are headed by skyship today.
Oh, Avran, can we go with them? That sounds like much more fun.
I'm sorry, Master Merfolk, but there was no offer for you to accompany us.
We have our own
The turtle
mission.
says, he says in Elvish, and if you speak Elvish, you understand what he's saying. So I know
Nope.
Malika for sure knows. But the turtle says, the more bodies we have, the less likely they'll hit us.
He's not wrong.
He is not wrong at all.
Wait, do you speak Elvish?
No, I don't. But that I was saying that out of character.
Avran. I mean, I'm Avran. Hezrod. We have our own mission to deal with. All I wanted to request from you is, do you know of any of the death cults here?
We found a cell of them underneath a tavern called the Crystallis. We dealt with them. We definitely are aware that there are places in the Underkeep. I know that a group of individuals not long ago had come to understand that there was a bandy of them underneath the middle ground of the Steel District. I believe somewhere where a notorious crime family currently resides.
Yes, that is being dealt with. We We are planning an excursion below the magic district.
I apologize. As I said, I don't really have time. It does sound like you have whatever you are planning on dealing with under control, and me and my companion Toka need to make moves to exit the city post haste.
We are seeking evidence if the
I'm sorry, what was that organization called? The
Just-
people underneath the magic district?
Just the death cult, I think.
No,
they
the
have a name.
organization. I'm
The
trying to remember what
Idealists.
it's called.
Oh.
Yeah, the
The
Idealists.
Idealists.
Yes.
we are going to look for evidence to see if the idealists are dealing with fiends.
Looks to Avran and says, I am assuming that you were sent to me by someone?
Yes. The head priest of
Kind of-
the Temple of Octavius.
Shakes her head and says, well, if you have any new information that might serve in this hunt, bring it to him, and hopefully he will be able to aid you with that, whatever resources that he can. I do apologize. I am under a bit of duress due to the fact that I need to be going.
Before you go, there is something you should know about these cults.
The
We
turtle
have
says,
already
the turtle says, we're really on a time a lot. And he kind of starts like moving.
we
picking up
already
stuff.
we destroyed one of their layers, and many of their cultists. They are in league with a creature known as the Lady of the Deep.
You see Toka kind of like, still looking like he's ready to go. Maluriel kind of looks to you. Yes, it's actually a endeavor that we are already aware of. The fact that the Lady of the Deep has surfaced in the town of Siffert's Pass and is currently causing problems for House Sereda is already a known factor. The creature currently is destroying the lives of many people in that area. I'm sorry, but you're not presenting me with any new information, and as my associate said, we do need to be going.
Very well.
Thank you.
Kind of turns and like looks to you all and like says like a grace in Elvish. And Malika, you would know that she's basically apologizing for her rudeness and the fact that she has to leave.
Destroy the pearls. If you find any, destroy them.
Okay.
We know. We been you.
Yeah, no, we'll go to Elmwood now.
Okay.
Via Skyway.
Okay. So about an hour and
Yeah,
a half later.
We gotta go on the elk.
By this time, Fiona, if you're still writing, the conversation between Estella and Glordir has kind of shifted in and out of Elvish, and it seems like they are.
Fiona does speak Elvish, so
Okay.
she's kind of laughing, but she never actually once replies in Elvish back to them. She lets them continue.
It seems like the flirtations are done in common, and the serious stuff is kind of handled in Elvish throughout their conversations. So when the conversation kind of gets more intense and they're actually talking about serious stuff, it seems to shift to Elvish. It's not like they're trying to hide anything. Gather it seems that they're more or less just more familiar with the term or the phrase, and there's more precision in it than anything else. But they are kind of annoying to sit next to. Like, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but like they are absolutely like they're the wonder couple. Like it's kind of like, okay, I get it. Okay,
Angelina and Brad over here.
yeah. It's a
Michelle and Barack.
yeah, it's a Michelle and Barack Brangelina situation over here. Like they are just absolutely best friends and so in love, and you're just like,
Yeah.
Anywho.
And they're cute and they're smart.
Get a room.
Jesus.
they did.
He just
Still
like
complain.
sharpens her quill and like scratches a little too violently on the page.
Anywho, they do eventually kind of arrive, the rest of the group. It would probably be about an hour or so after noon by this point with all the maneuvering that's happened. And when you arrive, Goldreader kind of looks over with a smile, and you can see Estella's not sharing the same kind of look. Like her happiness that was in the conversation kind of shifts to more of a stern, like business face, and she kind of says to the group as a whole, but more pointed at Alton. So you want to go down there in the middle of the night then? Like you can tell that she's annoyed that you took so long.
I was just following these guys.
It does it matter what time we go? Truly?
Hezrod starts drinking.
I'm with Ezra.
Should we wait until the night?
No, she says, it's fine. We
Yeah.
can go in, I guess.
It's fine.
Alright.
Everything's fine.
I just know that
I mean,
some of you folk get tired.
yeah, let's hop to it. But I think they're probably more likely to be up to nefarious activities at night. But it'll probably be easier for us to poke around and investigate during the day.
We found a decent enough entry. I believe it will suit our needs based on the information we have so far.
Excellent.
Wonderful. Unfortunately, though, there has to be two groups. The ones who have signed the writ and those who have not.
Do you have the document? She said.
Yes. He pulls
Can I
out.
see it?
Sure.
She writes her name down on the document. Goldreader writes his name down on the document. Looks over it. They both look over at Fiona. You've been using your pen all day. Estella says, "Good to work."
Fiona reads through every single item of that before
Yeah.
she signs.
Basically,
Yeah.
if you do bad stuff, you're going to be sent to conscription, and you'll have to serve in the military for a number of years equal to the number of days that you transgressed.
She just kind of like narrows her eyes and rolls them before signing.
Nerds.
You know, it worries me how easily all of you signed that.
Estella looks at you and she says, "Do you think that's the first time I've signed a writ of allowance?"
I assume not, but still.
Courtier and Elder says, "The things you get up to."
She's like, yeah, I have a military pension.
Yeah. You don't fucking
Yeah.
know me.
Fiona kind of looks over them for a moment and specifically looks at Hezrod and says, listen, honestly, I don't think this will be a problem for me. I'm just curious
Fuck
whether we
you.
can all,
Yeah.
yes, handle this.
Handle what?
Not destroying public property, breaking laws. I don't really know how else to describe this. Causing chaos?
Why not?
I don't remember the priest mentioning anything about destroying public property.
No, we are going down there to find bad people and make them suffer.
He just said, "Don't hurt innocents."
Right. That's why we're talking about this again, because I'm pretty sure that went in one ear and out the other gill. So please think about that.
One ear out the other guild.
But none of us would hurt innocents. Hezrod, would you ever hurt an innocent?
I have seen him hurt innocents.
He looks
I
super
have
fucking
seen.
big sad. Super fucking sad about that. He just like
No,
holds his beer.
I've watched
No.
that shit go down.
You're fine, Hezrod. I'm
Did-
just saying, for this instance, I
Did
have
we just do a big
seen-
trigger?
He says
Uh.
quietly,
I was wrong.
And that is what matters, that you repent and you feel indignified by it.
Wait, are we talking about the
The heck?
hags?
Yes.
I mean,
he looks
They
at
were-
Avran, he says,
Innocent?
I do not hurt the innocent.
Heck, innocent? Eh,
yeah, it's meh.
Yeah,
And that turns to
it's
It's
close
definitely
enough.
some gray territory.
I mean,
Um,
I don't think the church would have like come for you for killing a hag. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
it would
And
Most
have.
don't
probably
you
not.
have that don't you have that ability, Avran, where you can tell whether someone is bad or good, something divine you do?
It doesn't work like that. Good and evil is very blended.
Malika's like,
It only works if you are truly evil or truly good.
Right. So when we go in
I roll
there,
my dice to see if they're
someone
evil.
What's
spike
that,
up,
Ryan?
we know we can kill them.
Sure.
Acela says, speaking of killing things and
Yes.
doing stuff, she smiles, gets up, and starts walking towards the door. You can see that she's ready to go. She shrugs.
Hezron
Yeah.
slams the rest of his beer and follows her.
Fiona walks with Hezrod and kind of slings an arm around him at one point. And in his head, Hezrod, you hear, "Don't worry. I know it is disheartening what happened with the hags, but I believe if we all stay calm and don't touch things and follow protocol, that everything will be all right, okay?"
Can he communicate back
Yeah.
Yes.
telepathically? Oh. Yeah, she hears,
Okay. How about this? If you say destroy, Hezrod will destroy.
Hulk smash.
Fiona just like, there's a broad grin like crosses her face. And she kind of squeezes his shoulder, and you hear, "All right, I finally forgive you for destroying all that evidence. We're back on good terms."
Okay.
Okay.
I get excited sometimes.
Fiona doesn't give a single fuck about no hag. The evidence, though.
the evidence.
So
It's the evidence.
he's like, property. Anywho, you head to where Acela and Golridir are kind of notated. You do see that there is a town guard, member of House Roland. You can see that he is very clearly identifiable as a member of House Roland. And he kind of looks over to you.
Red.
Looks to it. Fiona Woods. He kind of takes it and looks at it.
I point to Fiona.
Yes. Hello.
Avren Normack. Is that you?
Yeah. Yes.
Malika Wildwarren. Golridir Malthalos. Stella Malthalos. Everyone kind of like, Hezrod. Or,
So it's just
sorry.
a big wet X.
X. He kind of points to that.
Huh?
What's your name? Kind of pulls out a pen of his own.
Hezrod.
Writes it down. He doesn't put the accent mark.
Yeah, the apostrophe.
That's a microaggression.
He
Just like sounds it out.
he looks to he says Beefcake Stevenson.
Oh, jeez.
That's me. That's me.
Oh,
I just said Beefcake Stevenson. Okay, well, great. Hand to the writ.
Octavius.
Acela,
Thank you.
Acela looks down at you and says, "Beefcake."
It was the only name I could think of at the time.
Good old
Come along,
beefcake.
Squire
Well,
Beefcake.
Avren kind of takes the document. You see Acela kind of do a quick look at it as you're kind of heading down in, and she says, "Really well written, though."
Little beefcake.
Little Beefcake. You head down into the tunnelways. Now, this canalway it seems to be connected. The water does appear to be a bit grimier than the water that you had dealt with
Ew.
in the last place. It does not appear to be sewage. It just appears to be kind of runoff from some source or another that appears to have a bit of filth to it.
Gotcha.
That said, there's a path on the left and a path on the right, and you kind of have an access means of kind of joining on either side. Do you want to head on the left side of the path or on the right side of the path to avoid kind of walking in the water?
I don't want to walk in any water after last confrontation.
Everyone will probably go right.
Right for everyone?
How deep is the water?
Yeah, it's about 3 feet.
Nope. Nope.
That's gray water. You don't want that water.
Whatever.
It does
I'm
appear,
pretty sure Hezrod is much dirtier than the water.
it does appear to be a bit green, actually.
Hezron's going to take a bath in it.
Oh, green, you say?
Mhm.
So who's
say-
with us again? It's just it's us and this person, this guard.
You and Estella.
Oh,
The
okay.
guard-
So it's
the guard
all
just
right.
lets you through, and then you kind of.
He
start
doesn't
walking.
accompany us. Oh, okay, okay. In that case, then Fiona doesn't feel bad about casting detect magic, just to see if there's anything.
Well,
funky about
well,
this
is
water.
there like any runes,
Hold on, sis. You're in
you
the
know,
under.
before like those magical runes that we see?
As Fiona starts to go up, you see Golrier kind of whisper to Estella, "Watch this. It's gonna be funny." And Fiona. And you can see both of them just kind of.
Fiona just
as-
starts cursing in
I
like,
say-
the worst Osirian you've ever heard, and it's
I
just
can't believe you did it again.
I say, didn't you learn the first time whenever we went into these tunnels?
She
just
did it like 3 times.
Wait,
She's
does
just-
she actually get blind?
She gets blinded when she casts detect magic.
Yeah, this is like the 4th time this has happened.
Most divination spells, or pretty much all divination spells, will not work inside of this space.
Hmm.
So it depends on the divination spell.
I take
Like,
Fiona's
she's
hand and lead her with the rest of the party.
She's not
since
blind
she's
forever.
blind.
She,
Oh.
she recovers.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It just takes a couple seconds, and then she's obviously easy to make fun of at that point. But if you're taking the right side of the tunnel, you move on along. It's a 10-foot wide passage on either side. It's about a 20-foot jump to the other side. That being said, obviously there's going to be a marching order. Estella is keen to scout ahead if that's something of interest. If you want her to do that. Otherwise, she will stay with Golrier and kind of maintain a close proximity to him.
If Estella wants to scout ahead, we could send Alton with her so she's not completely alone, because they're both fairly sneaky. And I guess the front line could be Avran and Hezrod like it usually is.
Okay. And then in between that, or it'll go Avran, Hezrod, then Golrier. And then in the back line, the two casters.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll say it's probably Hezrod, Golridy, or Fiona, so that Fiona is within like grabbing distance of Hezrod.
Okay.
Well, why don't we sandwich you? I mean, I think we should put casters like together in the center, and then have somebody that can do a little bit more hand to hand in the very back.
Okay.
Oh, in case we get smart.
Flank.
Because of
Everyone
that assassin dude.
So
Should Hezrod go to the back or
Hezrod
does-
to the back with Fiona, and then Malika to the front with Avran. Is that good?
Cool, perfect.
Oh, we got a map.
Yep.
Oh,
Cool.
ooh, it looks spooky.
Okay, before we get into any fighting, I do want to point out I am going to be administering a new variant rule, and I've been toying with it. If I don't like the way that it's going, I will just stop doing it, but I'm going to try it out with you.
Nice.
The rule is flanking. If you are on one side of a creature and you are attacking it, and there's somebody on the opposite side, and you hit your target, the person who is directly opposite you can use their reaction to make a melee weapon attack against the target. But only if you hit. So do you understand how that works?
Yes.
It
So
won't-
if it pierces through,
well,
do
hold
you
on.
it?
What I mean to say is let's do an example. So Estella and Alton, right? I'm gonna put you in the poop water. Sorry.
Ah.
You're flanking Malika, right?
No.
If you hit Malika, not make an attack against Malika, actually hit her with an attack roll, then that would allow for Estella, who is flanking, the opportunity to use their reaction to make one melee weapon attack against Malika. So
Now is that the same for the protagonist as well?
no. So if Estella hits Malika, then you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack.
Okay.
So whoever is hitting, the person who is flanking, can use their reaction to get an attack.
So
I think what he's asking is if the bad guys can do this too.
Yes, the bad
Yeah.
guys can.
okay.
Good to know.
Thanks, Chad. Thanks,
I
Chad.
hope,
Just
I hope
don't
turnabout's
get
fair
flanked,
play.
y'all. Just don't get flanked, y'all.
Yeah, the way you worded it, it sounded like you meant to say the person who is kind of leading the attack gets to also fight more,
Pact
but no.
got a lot worse.
Does
Yes.
does punishing stance work with sword and shield?
Yes, punishing stance works with any weapon that you're wielding. Okay, so you take that position. Up ahead, it looks like there's an alcove on the right. It looks like there is a kind of gate kind of settled in the waterway that goes all the way up to the ceiling. It does not bar your passage. It just bars the water's passage. And you can see that the water is flowing out back towards the canalway that you'd entered in. And you can see at the bottom of the gate, at the bottom of this block, there does appear to be a lot of kind of grimy material that's kind of stuck to the bars and is kind of like, moving lightly in the waterway. You can also see that there's some things that are kind of tangled up inside of this this grime, and it appears that the things that are kind of lodged in place here appear to be like small bits and baubles of some sort of mechanical material. Fiona, looking at it, you would know that this appears to be not too dissimilar from kind of materials that might be utilized in kind of the creation of auto carriages or other kind of mechanical artifice. Why it's here is confusing because the main artifice houses are House Calibor and House Harrigan, which are in the Steel District and in the Golden District. Actually, flip it respectively. That was a hard sentence. But yeah, it looks like just bits and baubles of artifice. That's it. Moving on. Alton, do you wish to progress up to the alcove?
Yeah, I'll stay side by side with Estella.
You see her stop, reach over and touch her shoulder, and then very quickly kind of move into the alcove. She presses herself against the alcove harsh enough that you're able to kind of slip past her if you want to enter the alcove.
Yep.
She says to you, she kind of holds her hand back out so that Avran and Malika can see it. And she says, "Orange eyes up ahead. Idealists. They probably already see your friend with the light."
I use my calling stone. Turn off the light.
Too late now.
Wait, who's got light?
Avran.
Me.
Oh.
There are
See.
idealists in front of us. We're probably spotted, but it's okay.
Stay in the shadows. Let me forward.
As she's kind of sitting there and you're moving forward, as you're passing her by, you see her kind of throw up her hood. And as she does, the cloak that she's wearing, which was kind of like a dark green, turns into the same color as the wall that she's standing next to.
Ooh.
Oh,
She
I
then
need this cloak.
Slips in behind Avran and very quickly and gracefully just jumps across the expanse and lands on the opposite side. A 20-foot jump that she just kind of makes with like a and just kind of lands. It's like it's almost as if she floats across the expanse there, like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon style.
Nice.
Once she lands on the other side, she basically becomes a shadow to you all, and you can hardly see her, if at all. Avran, as you continue advancing, you see bright orange eyes, and he's kind of turns his head to the side and whispers something. You kind of hear, "What?" And you're kind of like, okay. You then see what appears to be a very nasty looking creature come around the corner to stand next to him. And it
Oh.
replies back, which you recognize as this. You don't understand the language, but you recognize as the speech of demons.
Is it infernal?
The speech of demons is it is
Abyssal.
infernal. Abyssal is abyssal is demonic, and then
So,
infernal
if-
is
If it's infernal, I can understand it.
Same.
Let me double check.
Hezrod points and leans over to Fiona and says, "Destroy."
Says,
Abyssal.
she says,
It's abyssal.
one
Okay.
moment.
Not yet. Just wait a second.
Real quick, you speak Infernal, yes?
Yes.
Was the intent to speak the language of the thing that would oppose your church the most?
Yes.
Abyssal would be the language you would have. Infernal's for devils, not demons.
Oh, okay. So it would be Abyssal?
Yeah, Abyssal should be the language you understand.
Okay.
Can I switch mine too?
If your intent was to speak the language of demons, yes. And yeah, it would be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Infernal is devils.
Do demons speak primordial?
No.
No.
Okay.
Elementals speak Primordial.
Yeah, but
I
it's
think.
all in the abyss, so I didn't know if it.
Gotcha.
By the abyss.
The Abyss. Alright, so now do I understand him?
Yeah, so it seemed like he said, "Come here," and then you heard.
Gotcha. Oh,
All right.
cool.
So I've already put out an initiative tracker. You're all going to be not acting because you are kind of moving forward, kind of weirdly and awkwardly. I will
Yeah, I
assume
assumed somebody had a plan and nobody did.
nobody did. I will assume that you've brandished weapons already. It does
Oh,
look like
no.
one of your group had a plan. She's already engaging in it. But again, she's an NPC and she doesn't have to tell me what
Mhm.
she's doing.
True. Her husband knows.
Oh,
what,
no.
what were you doing,
He
Avran?
does not. He has no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
In
I
fact,
mean,
people walk past him and he has no idea what's going on.
True. To be fair, Avran was under the assumption it was going to be like a hub type of thing.
Sure.
Yeah, not like a you know,
dungeon crawl.
Yeah,
Huh.
Forgot
Were
we're
you able
playing
to see my
D&D,
roll?
buddy.
true.
Well, I'm just wondering if we showed them the writ, like just so I get this fully right, we have permission to be here,
That's
right?
a demon. Sorry.
It's
Right.
a demon. It doesn't apply.
I know you can't see it yet, but when you can see it, I'll explain it to the first person who sees it kind of come into the light.
Yeah, Hezrod's
No.
not the kind of
Fiona-
person to like hold up a piece of paper while something's trying to rip his face
Okay.
off.
As soon as Fiona does understand or sees it, she would tell Hezrod, "Yes, you can attack this one."
No, destroy.
Right.
Okay.
Hey, John, were you able to see my initiative roll?
Yeah.
Yeah, what you
Okay.
didn't do was select your token.
Oh,
So you got to select your token, then go to your character sheet, click initiative. What that's basically saying is, I want to roll initiative for this token.
okay.
John, from the distance where Malika is, she probably wouldn't have been able to hear.
Would not have?
I'm asking, would they?
Oh, yeah.
Would she have been able to hear him?
Yeah, sound carries pretty well. It might have been like a moment or
Okay.
so after they spoke it, but yeah.
So she would have whispered to Fiona and Hezrod. They're of demonic persuasion.
We found our evidence.
Josie, you're muted, hon.
Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you for telling me. I'm just wondering, out of curiosity, would Fiona know anything about, in terms of evidence, like if you destroy a demon, will it leave any trace or will it just like evaporate?
It poofs on fucking back to wherever it came from, wherever it was summoned from, and it cannot be
Yeah.
resummoned for a year and a day.
Yeah, as soon as she knows that. So, oh god, so she did tell Hezrod. Wait, Hezrod, I retract what I said. You can hurt it. Don't destroy it.
So
What, you want to slap some handcuffs on it?
I do want to make sure you guys understand the reason why this is going to be a surprise round for everyone, with the exception of Stella, is because obviously you are definitely kind of getting into gear. So yeah, the baddies.
Oh no, they're
It's right.
barely in my range. I can barely see them.
the
Yeah,
baddies.
it's
have the
Avran's
jump.
fault.
Understood.
It's Avran's fault. He's gonna take the beating. It's
It's
okay.
fair. It's fair.
Okay, so Alton, you're surprised nothing happens. Malika, you're surprised nothing happens. It goes to the idealist. You see him kind of brandish something in his hand, raises it up. You then hear a loud kind of click, and then a boom. And it's a deafening sound, and a massive like burst of flame and smoke erupts from whatever he had in his hand, and goes flying straight at Avran.
Okay.
I don't know why it says BRA. That's weird. That hits. It'll do 11 points of damage on Aberrant. And then
I want one of those.
goes to Estella, who will rush in, catches this guy completely off guard.
Nice.
Has no idea where she came from. So she will attack with advantage. She'll make 2 attacks. Hit and hit. First one will have sneak attack.
Boom, it's dead.
Second one will have... Yeah. So she kind of rushes forward, plunges her dagger into, or not her dagger, sorry, she would actually be using her short sword here, stabs him, and then kind of rolls over his body, kind of stands next to this creature. You see her kind of like, her face kind of twist in revulsion as she does so, and then you see her immediately just kind of like dart away from it. It swings at her, but it seems to just kind of miss as she's kind of taking the attack. She kind of dives forward, rolls, catches her feet, and kind of like low runs with her weapons kind of behind her. As she kind of turns and stands next to Aberrant, you see her very quickly sheath the short sword and then pull out these 2 rings that kind of fall off of her wrists, kind of catches one, and you can see that the rings are bound by a silver string. And she looks at Aberrant, distracted. Aberrant, you're up.
Oh, I'm not affected by the
Oh,
surprise.
surprise! Sorry, Fiona. Aberrant's like,
Aren't we all affected by surprise?
Fiona, surprised.
No.
Hezrod, surprised. Yeah.
Now we're back at the top of the initiative.
Sorry. The creatures would actually kind of dash into the room. You see that
Sure,
there's
there's
several more of them, and they appear to be kind of like, as they enter in, kind of commenting on Elizabeth's comment in the Twitch chat. It is Vermintide shit because they are literally kind of like
Jesus.
covered with clouds of this just fetid looking materia. It looks like the material that was kind of clinging, the slime, in a drier state seems to be kind of coming off of them. And it's quite horrendous. And then across the way, you see 2 more idealists kind of rush out from across a bridge. It looks like they're both drawing weapons and kind of packing the first charge. All right, Alton, your first turn.
So did I notice what Estella was dropping the rings?
Yeah, it's a garrote.
Oh, okay.
Shit, you're gonna strangle some bitches.
Yeah, I know, right? She's badass.
She really is.
I mean, she ran away well, she didn't really run away from this demon guy, so I'm kind of like, I will.
Don't question her. She knows what she's doing.
Standing face to face and dying is different than running away. How?
What?
Because one lives and one doesn't.
Live to fight another day.
But you did
Yeah.
it with honor. Good job. You stood
She
in
did.
Yeah.
I would like to reset my initiative past Abrams
So you're
if
just
I can.
holding.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't change your initiative. Your initiative will just hold for this turn. Malika,
Okay.
you're up.
Okay. Gonna move here.
I know Golradir's not on the ticket. Golradir will be acting the same as Estella.
And I will drop my hex on this guy over here.
Okay.
And I'm going to do it at 4th level.
All right.
Ooh.
And then I'm going to hit it with an Eldritch Blast.
Ooh,
Gotta go with
pretty.
the
Stereotypical.
I was going to say with the classics, but sure.
That's a more fair way of putting it. Fine.
Okay, so here's my so we're going to do 2.
Well, let's see the first one. The first one's going to miss.
Oh shit, sorry.
Second one will hit. Give you the damage. And
then can we just add this 3
Yep.
from up here?
yeah, that hits him. It doesn't knock him dead, but it's a pretty solid hit.
Nice.
You
That's my turn.
hear
I
them
think.
speaking demonic again, and you hear those two say, "She-witch," and they're kind of pointing at you.
Oh, shit.
They're going to move, kind of gaining a better vantage point on you. As they do so, you see them brandishing these strange weapons, and then you hear as they pull the triggers of the pistols and shoot at Malika.
Oh, no.
Shit.
Your AC is
Oh,
16, so both of those will hit.
She's just a midwife.
First one will do 16 points of damage. The second one will do 14 points of damage for a total of 30.
That's fucked up.
You hear, so, Alton, you hear the, it's very deafening, but not like going to cause you to be deaf. And it's just kind of like, and there's a slight ringing, but it's not like a massive, ringing. But as you kind of hear that sound, like it go quiet, you also hear a hit against stone and kind of a wet splat. And when you kind of turn back, you can see Malika kind of shouldering the two shots, and it looks like a bit of her blood is kind of smashed onto the wall behind her from the exit wounds.
Dang.
She's not falling down. She seems to be tough as fucking nails, but yeah, she did just get shot twice. Pretty hard shots. Okay. You see Acela kind of look to the situation, kind of shrug. She then kind of very quickly puts the rings back onto her wrists, and you can see the rings kind of snap back onto her wrist and like lock into position. She jumps down into the water, steps on it, not in it, and kind of leaps off of it towards them, kind of landing next to the one that's hexed. And as she's kind of coming close to him, she's drawing the short sword, kind of cutting into his ankles, hopefully. Yep. She does not have sneak attack on this, but that is enough to kill him.
Nice.
As she kind of cuts him and kind of like slides onto the other side, she kicks off of this wall and then jumps behind this guy. And as she's doing so, she's swinging the short sword down, drawing a dagger with her hand, and attacking with it as well. Short sword attack misses, and then the dagger attack hits. And she'll do some damage there. Okay. She kind of like lands, stabbing with the dagger behind her, and is kind of turning around as the guy's kind of pulling his pistol around to kind of point at her. In that slow motion bit, you see Golridir kind of like seeing the situation in his elvish eyes. I believe he has. No, he does not have sacred. Oh, yes. It's very close combat-y. He is going to go ahead and cast. Nothing.
Oh
Nothing.
shit! I can't see that.
Nothing. Astral
can he
Lances.
heal a bitch? Okay.
Oh yeah, no, you know what? That. I'm gonna do that. That's a better choice. I said I'm gonna do that before I did the thing, so he steps forward and casts Cure Wounds at first level. And
Nice.
that will heal, let's make sure the math's right. 3, yes, is what I rolled. 3 is the modifier, and then 2 because, yep, that's right. Wait, hold on.
I think it's just one for
2
first
plus the
level.
spells level, so it's actually plus 1 more, so it should be 9 back.
Thank you.
Because the, oh, hold on.
Is it 1 plus spell level?
No, I think it's more than that.
25.
Plus a
You heal
healer.
for
When you cast a
25.
spell at first level or higher that restores hit points to a creature other than you, I regain hit points. You regain the same amount. So yeah, 9 for you. And then I would have gained 3, but I am not wounded. And he had to step close to do that, so there he is. Avran, you're up.
All right. Avran's gonna turn to Hezrod. Protect Malika and Fiona, and then he's gonna roll up, activate or channel divinity. Where is it? Sacred Weapon.
Which is your action?
Yes, and then he's gonna stand in front of this beast,
Okay.
demon, and he's gonna activate Punishing Stance.
Okay. As a bonus action. Good call.
Yes.
All right.
Light obviously falls off, and
When you get close to it, you notice that it seems to be emitting kind of this green gaseous aura about it that is kind of thick to rush through. And now that you're in it, you kind of like feel it kind of entering into your nostrils. It smells like decay mixed with like a hefty layer of like bile. And also a decent amount of what you would probably consider as ball sweat.
it's a good thing I don't need to breathe.
It's a nice culmination. Even though you don't need to breathe, it does seem to be entering into your nostrils. You can smell it.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
You know what you have to do? Cut your nose off.
I have to. I have to cut my nose off, guys. Also,
I will say because of your lack of requirement to breathe, you'll have advantage on the saving throw when it comes around to it.
Okay. Is it poison or disease?
It is poison.
I already had advantage.
Well, perfect.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Well, aren't you special?
It doesn't say there's a prerequisite for breathing, but
Gotcha. Alton, I think, goes right after me because she helped, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So I want to jump across and beat up on this dude that Stella's doing.
Okay. So, what's your strength score?
Oh man, it is very low. It is.
Wait, really?
I got a 10
So you can,
with the modifier.
if you had a running jump of 20 feet, which you don't, you could jump 10 feet. So
Mhm.
whatever she's doing is not something that you do. She is very,
Okay,
you are not the
never
same.
mind.
So you can run through it. It would be difficult terrain for the two spaces that are water. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. It would take you 40 squares of movement, 40 feet of movement. So if you bonus action dash and then run through the water, you can get to right where the dead guy is.
That sounds pretty lame. Let me
You're not going to be as rad as she was. That's
I know.
for certain. But you will get the job done.
Anything you can do, I can do worse.
Results, man. Results are what matter.
All right, let me hit this dude with Clarence.
Okay. You rush up, kind of like, getting up there, and yeah, you can make an attack roll against him. Hit. Sneak attack damage. You have an ally adjacent.
Oh, I forgot about my sneak attack.
If you click it before you click the rapier in the chat, it should drop it.
If it doesn't die, Estella can use her reaction to attack.
Because flanking. But,
Yeah.
hold on. You have to click the word rapier 1 to get the damage, just regular.
Oh.
In the chat. Cool.
Oh, rapier. I'm
In
sorry.
the chat.
Yep, there we go.
So it would
Nice.
be 8 plus 15 is enough. Yeah, you butcher it.
Ah, haha, Clarence. Haha, take that.
Okay.
You died by Clarence.
Fiona, you're up.
Okay, so these are confirmed demons, these things we're seeing right now.
Yes, it's a dretch. You don't know much about it unless you want to spend some time thinking about it, other than its name. You've seen it in the Avgoisha that you have.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she doesn't want to like waste time because it looks like, or it sounds like there's a few of them. So,
Right.
so she'll move a little bit closer. Let's see, and just kind of tuck in behind, or I guess beside Malika
Hezrod's gonna. Oh,
or
okay.
Hezrod.
I mean, if you want
Um,
to move up, you can, because Hezrod's going to be moving up on his turn.
Is he? Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say I can't really see anything besides.
You should
Yeah.
be
So I
able to
think
see
she'll
from
probably
the
just stand
light.
there. Yes, somewhat.
So Hezrod's going to be going
Like,
there on
probably-
his turn.
Okay. Yeah, I think she'd probably. Actually, you know what? She saw Malika just got hit. I think she's gonna step in front of her.
Okay.
Aww.
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't get used to it.
it's
And
true
then
love.
she will attack this guy who's close to Avran. Let's see. What will she do? Oh, let's find out if these things are smart. She's going to mind sliver it.
Okay. Intelligence saving throw.
Is it 16? Let me double check.
Oh wow, I rolled out the open.
Are you serious?
Dang.
That's
It
a,
has a -3.
that's a
Yeah,
crit.
so at least we know they're not smart.
At least we know they're stupid as. Okay, I'm curious. When it fails,
It didn't.
does Fiona? Oh,
That's a natural 20. It doesn't matter what the result is.
Yeah.
I meant fails as in like it doesn't work.
Oh, the spell
Yeah.
fails. Got it. Okay.
Sorry, that's what I meant. I was wondering if Fiona like gets the sense that this creature is like formidable, if that makes sense.
It's not. It seems like it just got lucky. The sliver missed
Okay.
because you
As soon
couldn't
as she
find
realized-
you couldn't find the brain.
I couldn't find the. Okay. As soon as she realizes this, I think she will kind of say to Malika, because she knows that her girl is also a spellcaster. Just kind of say, "I don't think they're very smart, just so you know." And then she'll just kind of spend her turn. That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
She'll just kind of crouch down a
Ezra,
little bit.
Hezrod moves up. Let me see, one to there. And then centered on this guy, I want to cast Shatter at 3rd level.
Okay.
I'm not gonna pump it up or anything. I'm just casting it.
Con saving throws.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them.
Thought about doing a fireball, but that's just a little too big to manage in this confined
1,
space.
2, 3, 4, 5 of them.
Maybe I should have burned for. I
okay.
really should have burned for max damage.
12 is so 6 for this guy, and then 12.
That's
for
actually
everyone.
13.
Okay. You said you didn't cast at a higher level.
No, I cast it at 3rd level.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
But
So-
it was only I rolled a 1 on the 1d8, which
Got
sucks.
All right. You see a burst kind of cause the water to kind of shake, quiver. It looks like the one that's directly in front of Avran kind of gets hit in the back with it, but seems to kind of not feel it or concern itself with that. The other 4 that are kind of slightly visible look like they take the brunt of it. They're kind of they're still alive, but they're just like more broken by it. All right, Hezrod done. Back up to Alton.
Let's man, I don't want to get too close to these things for some odd reason. What else do I got in my? Ooh, I got a short. No, I don't want to shoot with my short bow. You know what? Truck it. Let's just run up there. No, because there's 4 of them. I don't want to get overwhelmed.
Don't overthink it.
Right. Just get over here somehow.
Don't get flanked. Don't get flanked.
Just,
Or just
do
shoot
whatever
the guy
Alton
that-
would do.
Basically, Brian, what I figure is the best way to play D&D, and I just want you guys to all take this into account. If you are spending more than 30 seconds thinking about what you're doing in the round that you've been kind of watching unfold, you're either not paying attention, you're not really invested in your character's mentality. Like, just do the thing that first pops into your mind, because that's what Alton in game would be doing. He'd just be like, I need to do this thing.
Right.
Yeah, I need to go stab this guy in the face.
That's
That's
it.
what I need to go do.
So
There you
running
go.
back through the poop water. It's not
Running
poop.
back through poop water.
So
I like
if
it.
you dash, you can get to there, and that would be pretty much all your movement. Yeah,
How tall
And then-
is Alton?
he's 3 feet.
He's tall enough.
He's got a difficult terrain through the water, but yeah, he's definitely drenched.
With
So,
poop water.
That means
look-
he's like neck deep?
Yeah, he looks like a 3.5 foot tall turd.
He like he throws Clarence into his mouth, bites down, and then kind of like gets out, climbs up, and then he's like,
It's like, oh, dude, oh, do you know where that knife's been? Oh, God.
22 hits, 7 plus 13 is 20 damage. You kind of rush forward, stab it in the chest, and you watch as it kind of hits, and then you watch as its whole body kind of and then twists on the edge of the blade in this sickening kind of pop of black energy that just kind of disappears where the blade stabbed it.
Hmm.
Disgusting.
Did everyone see that? That was weird.
Avran,
So-
you know that's how demons die.
They are demons.
Whoa! You stabbed him so hard he disappeared!
Malika.
That's what I do. That's what Clarence does, Hezrod.
That's amazing!
Who looks the most busted out of these four?
They're all the same.
They all look the same amount of
They
busted?
took the same amount of shatter.
Alright, so this guy is gonna get the Hex.
Okay.
And we're gonna do what we do. Oh, come the fuck on.
That
Okay.
hits. And that hits.
Oh, it does?
Yep.
So that's for the first one plus the Hex damage.
First one kills him.
Okay, so I also have this thing which I forgot last time. So that will give this dude 4 damage of 4 psychic damage.
I saw that chatting. Okay. And then your second
Okay.
attack.
And then we will give it to the chatted.
Okay, that'll kill him. Doesn't matter what
And
you
that'll
roll.
kill him.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I also have this thing.
You gain temporary hit points equal to your charisma modifier plus your warlock level.
Cute.
Yeah, and since those don't have a durational, they last until your next long rest.
Cute. Thank you.
Malika done?
Yeah.
Solid first turn. But a quick note. Obviously, you went a little into it. The hex moves. You see the wings kind of appear above the demon. You see it kind of take hold, kind of lock into place, but it seems more angry to you. Like, this is what it wants to kill. These are the assholes that your master wants to kill. And
Yeah.
as you're kind of bursting through it, you can realize the raw energy of the Eldritch Blast is even more kind of like just emboldened and strengthened. No mechanical function, but it definitely wants to kill these things. And as you kind of are filled with the Dark One's blessing, it kind of manifests in a bit more of a physical display. Like, there is no, like, concealment to that. Like, you definitely feel the energy, the dark energy that's the demon is popping. Like, that energy,
Yeah.
instead of twisting and just disappearing, flies to you and kind of like enters into your body, covers your eyes with it, and then kind of like seeps into your mind. Fiona and Golridir both watch that happen. She's like, and you're just like, go off, queen. Go off.
Well, I would like, just, you know, in character, she would also be like kind of ditching the sort of gentle southern thing and being like, "Take this, you motherfucker!" Like, you fucking, I don't know, like your mother darn socks in hell, right?
Yeah,
So just going full tilt
Love
and
it.
abandoning all deception.
There's definitely a lot more power here from.
Amazing!
And Fiona's standing like right next to her because
Yeah.
she purposely moved to stand there.
Oh yeah.
He's just
You
yes,
watch,
like
you watch that, and so does Golridir, who's right behind her. Like, as the healing, he's like, "Be healed, you just got shot," and then she's like, "Fuck him!" Hell yeah!
But
there's-
I'm a midwife.
There's no idealists left, but they do operate on their turn. So, this one's going to jump up here and kind of rush forward. This one's going to jump up here, and then a bunch more are going to come around the corner, running through the water. It almost looks like they're kind of sickeningly kind of just like running with this kind of strange, like awkward kind of gait. The best way I can kind of give you a mental image is if you've seen Attack on Titan, like the weird Titan that kind of like
Oh no!
runs. That's what they're doing.
You
through
mean every Titan in that fucking show?
But there's
weird
not
ones.
one. There's not one that's like extra weird.
As
No,
they
The
they're
beast one or the short one that's like
the really short.
As they
ones.
run in there, though, the room is filling out with this poisonous gas. So if you are within 10 feet of one, you're starting to kind of get the sensation. Speaking of, Stella, kind of annoyed at this, will roll a Constitution saving throw because she has to. She succeeds. As she kind of like, sees them coming and kind of steals herself against it, see her reach into her hood and kind of pull out a scarf around her mouth. And as she very quickly does that, she kind of turns down to this one, looks at it, interested, and will actually fight it. She's going to step to the side, and as she does so, she's going to use her bonus action to hide. And those of you that are watching her, you see her actually just shift into the green cloud, and like it's almost like she becomes a two-dimensional image for a second. It disappears, and then you see her kind of snap back around in like a quick twisting arc of like steel coming at this thing's throat, and she hits it in the neck. And as its head kind of flies off, both the head and the body just kind of twist into two black kind of spins and disappear into
Cool.
shadow.
I want to be like her when I grow up.
She will then, since she's already used her bonus action, she's just going to move. She's going to drop down to here, make her second attack. She hits. She does not get sneak attack. She hits for a decent amount of damage. -11, and then she's going to kind of like, as she kind of comes down and stabs it, kick off of it and like flip back up onto the thing. The guy swings at her with an attack of opportunity. Using claws and misses. All right. Goradir looks at you, Malika, and kind of goes, "Are you okay?"
Malika's like,
He kind of goes, "Okay." Rushes forward, kind of drops down into the water. You can see him kind of go, Actually, yeah. And as he kind of hits there, he's going to cast Word of Radiance.
Love that spell.
They both fail.
Well, shit. How am I supposed to cast Burning Hands with everybody in the way?
All right.
That's the neat part. You don't.
Donut, burn everybody, please.
Avran.
Yes. Okay. Avran is going to take the attack of opportunity.
Okay.
And can he
sorry,
make it
start
here?
your turn. Make a saving throw against poison.
Got it. Is it con?
Yes, sir.
24.
You're good. You can feel it kind of in your nostrils, and like, but it doesn't seem to be affecting you.
Nice. Too strong. But yeah, he's gonna move. Can he make it from where he was to there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And just you're jumping down into the water over their heads.
Yeah.
The attack of opportunity misses. You kind of land with a splash. And go ahead.
So on this one up here on the upper left,
Mhm.
he's gonna be using Righteous Blow.
Okay.
Oh, so close to a net 20. 19 plus 4.
More than enough to hit. And then your damage is increased by an amount equal to... Because Righteous Blow, if I remember correctly, you have a bonus to the attack roll equal to the number of hostile creatures, which would be 4.
Yes.
And then on the damage, you have a bonus equal to twice the amount of creatures, so 8. It's dead.
Nice. Yeah, that shit just gets blown up. Baby.
This one actually
yeah.
pops a bit different. The black energy is mixed with the holy energy of Octavius's light, and you watch it kind of just destroy the darkness. And like it's a quick twist of bright light instead of shadow.
I think you destroyed it completely.
Can I use it again?
No.
Okay, that's my turn.
Casting Righteous Blow is an action.
Yeah, but it's not an attack. Not
So if
a weapon
it's not an
attack.
attack.
action.
taking the attack action is separate than casting a spell.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's his turn. He's just sitting there in punishing stance waiting.
Fiona,
Okay, these things aren't wearing armor, are they?
they're not.
Yeah.
They're basically naked.
It's all fur.
There's no fur.
They're naked.
Yeah, they're gross. If you're not familiar with Tarantula, go ahead and see if we
Oh,
can
yes,
find
show
a
us.
picture.
Ooh, they nasty.
Yeah, they're not cute.
Do they have their nutsicles hanging out?
The picture kind of has fur over that. Yes, if
Cool.
you want to call that fur.
I don't know what that is, but all right.
I think I'm gonna take out, or sorry, not take out, attack this one since they're. Oh, sorry, that was a big, tiny there.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely one of the top two.
Top right one you were looking at, yeah.
And I'm gonna try Mind Sliver again, because who knows? Maybe they'll be stupider this time.
Fail. Okay, so it'll take some damage. And next saving throw it makes is going to be penalized. Okay. Throw you're up.
He slides down this little embankment here and
Mhm.
kind of skids through the water and
Okay.
uses his momentum to like throw all of his weight into his axe as he comes around and hits this thing.
Perfect.
That should give Avran the opportunity to use his reaction to make an attack.
Yeah, well, if you hit,
So let's go with War Fury. All right. Yeah, I think a 24 is going to do it. So that's 9 slashing.
Okay.
I'm not going to burn my other thing because Avran's about to smack the shit out of him.
all right.
Okay. It's still standing.
Is that your turn?
Let me see. Bonus action. I'm going to. Let's. Okay, so I didn't cast another spell. That's good. So I'm gonna burn a first level spell slot to cast Shield of Faith
Nice.
as my bonus action.
Okay.
So +2 AC, and that's my turn.
All right.
Oh my god, you
Oh,
chatted
I'm
it.
sorry, but I did attack it, so now it is Avran's turn to attack. If he
Avran gets a free reaction, yeah. Or not a free reaction. Gets the opportunity to use his reaction to attack.
Right.
But you will not be able to use your reaction to use a punishing stance if you do that. So if someone attacks Glory, you're not going to be able to rip.
Yeah, I know.
Get the attack now or no? Your call.
He's going. You don't know. He's gonna hold his reaction.
Okay. Hezrod's
Okay.
done.
I'm sorry, Hezrod.
Alton, you are up.
I wanna stab this guy.
It's-
Oh, I deleted the. No, I didn't. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Go ahead.
Speaking of deleted, I probably could have annihilated that guy, but I
Again,
I saved some for you.
this is the first entry
Sorry.
into the possible like crawl
No,
of
yeah,
no good
definitely.
times.
Nice.
Okay. That'll hit. And you don't get sneak attack on this, so just
Oh.
do the 8 piercing. That will kill.
Let me take off sneak attack then.
No, you don't have to. Just
Oh, okay.
check to see if you've got it before you make the attack, and then.
Okay.
Alton, you are done, right?
Then I will do
Oh,
ready
sorry.
the
At the start of
distant.
your, at the start of your turn, could you do me a favor? Make a Constitution saving throw.
I got resistance to poison.
Okay.
So
You have advantage then.
yeah. Constitution. Boom. Boom.
Okay, that's a fail. So you are actually poisoned for 1
Oh
minute.
no. That's cool.
Let me double check. Poisoned for until the start of your next turn. So
Okay.
that attack. Go ahead.
Sorry, are these considered attacks?
The poisoning? No, it's just because they smell really bad. If you're close to them and you're smelling it, you got to do it.
I'm
Oh, so it's
smelling
like-
their nuts, so I mean it.
Yeah, they're
It's
bile
okay.
balls. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the attack would have been made with disadvantage, 24. Even more further proof that you didn't have sneak attack. But at the start of your next turn, you're no longer poisoned.
Okay.
Malika.
Back to the hole from which you emerged, charlatan swine.
10 will miss. 14 will hit. Which one were you going for?
This guy.
Okay. Let me see that damage. All right.
And we'll do the extra 4 on the guy here.
Okay. That'll kill him.
Nice. Devour more of that sweet, sweet eldritch energy.
You already have a temporary hit point, so.
I have 11, but
Yeah.
just for flavor.
Do us kill it. It's good stuff. It goes to them. This one is going to move to here. This one is going to move to here. The one on the north side is going to attack. Bite and then bite and then claws. Bite will miss. Claws will just barely hit. Yeah,
Is it above 21?
it's exactly 21.
Damn it.
You're gonna take 6 slashing damage. This is gonna provoke a reaction from the one south of it. It's gonna go ahead and make its claws attack. That's a crit.
You said
Oh,
6?
6 slashing from the first one, yeah.
Okay.
And then it triggered the reaction for the flank, so the crit will do 15 damage.
Ooh, spicy.
Then the second one's going to attack, miss, and then its second attack also misses, which will lead it to not being able to trigger the reaction for the third, or from the second one. Done and done with the last 2 dredges that I've got here, and it goes to Stella. Short sword hits.
Reaction attack.
No need, it's dead.
Damn.
Ah,
As you're kind of standing there in the punishing stance facing off against that one, you watch she kind of hits, the sword kind of comes through it, kind of turns into a dark void, and then disappears. You've got the shield out in front of you and the sword up like this. She runs straight at you like she's going to attack you. You're kind of confused for a second. Her foot lands on the shield. She jumps off of it and does like a spinning backflip, landing directly on top of the other dredge.
damn,
That's
girl.
badass.
She hits and she kills it.
Go Estelle.
She kind of lands on it, like down thrusting, kind of like Link, and just turns into shadow underneath her.
I had that one.
She kind of like twists the blade through like the shadow and kind of spins it around and sheaths it at her back, and she kind of goes crosses her arms and she stands up to your height and just kind of looks at you. It's not a competition.
It reminded me of Lord of the Rings with Gimli.
As you all smash these ones down, it looks like
More.
the area has been cleared for you. Someone pulled out a fireball token. Go ahead and get rid of that.
I was wondering where that went.
Yeah.
I realized I dropped it in an area that I couldn't see, and I was like, oh god, it's gone
Right.
forever.
So yeah, that being said, how would you like to proceed? It looks like there's a waterway. There's no kind of passageway to the left. The dredges kind of came from the right. And there's a waterway that continues northwards. It looks like the right passage kind of blocked off, though. But yeah, how would you like to go? Forward.
Fiona uses an action and calls forth her owl
Okay,
and sends her flying ahead to check out one of the routes.
hold on a second. Edit. Sorry, my computer's lagging.
Oh, right.
You are.
Can everyone call his elk?
It wouldn't do you a lot of good here, but I mean, it's an option.
Oh, no. I wanted it for moral support.
I can ride your elk inside the poopy water.
There you go.
You can surf it.
I mean, I'm not opposed to you having it. I'm just
Okay.
yeah. You could definitely cast the spell Find Steed here. That's fine.
Well, no, it never disappeared.
Good luck getting it down the ladder into the sewer.
1 second.
Oh, fuck.
Or, I mean, maybe it could work.
I think it only disappears when I tell it to, or
Okay.
I'm gonna use
when
that.
it drops
Yeah,
to
so-
0.
I would say that since you didn't bring it down here, you probably rode it to this place and left it outside. So it's within a mile of you for
Gotcha.
the time being. So you could ask it to come down here, but it would have to walk.
If it has to go down a ladder, then no, I'll leave it outside.
Yeah, it would have to go down a ladder and then kind of have to walk in the water the whole time.
Okay. So
And then-
no, then
It would be blocked by this gate, so it would have to do some kind of weird, tricky stuff to kind of get to you.
all right, it's fine then. Everyone just be like, stay upstairs, boy.
Okay. There's an owl there. See if you can pick it up and move it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.
Wait, I don't see it.
So-
Oh, no, I do. Oh, she's so cute.
Now I'm trying to make it so that. So are you action like entering into it so you can see through its eyes?
Yes, but before she does that, she's gonna catch up to Hezrod and like put an arm on his shoulder to like steady herself. and just say, "All right, I'm going to look ahead. Can you make sure no one stabs me and I don't fall over or something?" And then she doesn't even wait for his response, just starts sending her owl ahead. Which are the routes again? It's left or right?
Left is kind of a waterway. Right is a kind of where the dredges came from, and northwards, kind of onwards, is a path that you didn't really get a chance to look at too much.
Is this route like can we go there, or is it completely like is that a wall?
It's a bridge. It's just like a bridge that goes
Oh.
over.
I see.
Yeah, you go. Under.
Well, because they came from this direction, I think she'll send her owl there first just to check out if that's like I don't know where their hideout is, you know.
Okay. Yeah, it's a circular room. Looks like there's besides the entrance that you entered into, a passageway that leads to the north side of that room, and it very much looks like there's a massive kind of pool centered in this position here. It looks like the filth runs deep in this pool. Basically, the top maybe 3 feet of the water is visible through, like clean enough that you can see through, but you can see that there's this kind of like grime that's kind of settled to the bottom. And how deep it actually goes, you're not for certain.
Okay. Well, as soon as I notice that there's another path up north, I would start heading that way.
Okay, 1 second. Gauging. Okay,
100 feet.
Yep, I know.
So yeah, we'll head out this
Uh,
way.
So if we're getting on the move again, Hezrod's gonna stick with
She
Fiona.
can't walk, yeah. Unless you're
Um,
carrying her.
What do you mean? Is the water like really
No,
deep?
Fiona cannot walk. She can't do anything besides be blind and control
Bird.
the owl.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Oh.
And
Yo.
while she's not currently inhabiting her own body, Hezrod's gonna apologize for not saving any demons.
So you see that there's a staircase on the right. This kind of drop off appears to be about
Say, what is that?
5 feet down. The ascent up into this position was actually a 5-foot rise as well. You can see that there's a passageway that's kind of to the left, and you feel like you're coming kind of close to the tethers of your distance.
Another passageway. Interesting. From my owl perspective, does it look like any of these pathways are like worn, like that they've been treaded a lot, or
They're filthy. There doesn't look like there's any footprints that you can really see or anything that's quickly and easily noticeable from the owl's position.
okay. I think I'll head back then because I know I'm like reaching the end.
Well, you think
Although
you
you know what?
You could go through that next door and see what's through that.
Okay, I feel like I would go that far then for sure.
Okay. There's a move to the left and a move to the right. You're gonna go left or
Let's
right?
go left first.
Okay. You can see yourself, kind of, with the 120 night vision, I believe, as you kind of come around and look to the left. Bam. So you can actually see yourself standing with Hezrod and Abran. It's the first time I think this has happened for you, so this is definitely an experience. It looks like there's some stuff kind of up to the north pillars and like a couple of rises. Confusing to be sure, but there's definitely the water seems to be kind of coming from north and kind of moving down. It looks like there's a slight incline, so the water's coming down like towards the owl. And then if you go back the other way and look towards the right, which would be the maximum of your movement, there's another one of those weird pools. There's also a passageway off to the right side. Looks like it might be of interest, actually.
Okay. At that point, I will.
You can just snap
Use
it back.
Yeah. She's back in the ether. And then I'll kind of like I'll wake up and say, "All right, I found a few different pathways. One connects back to where we are if we went north, and there's a stairwell as well as another passageway. But there were no other enemies, so I think we got rid of whatever this was, the first line of it anyway."
I'm going to put the owl inside of spell templates under first level spells for 5 million.
Perfect.
So you should be able to drag and drop in the future. Or,
So
under handouts, you said?
yeah, under handouts, under spell templates, you should see it under first level stuff.
Find familiar.
Oh,
is
at the
super
bottom.
handy.
Yeah, it'll say owl.
I love it. Oh, I see it. Perfect.
Okay. You relay this to the rest of the group.
Malika is still concentrating on her hex. She is holding her kind of long prayer beads and kind of focusing on that. She will kind of give Golden kind of like a side look and ask, "Darling, you got any healing left? I could use a little help."
Yeah. I'll go ahead and throw. I've already thrown one first level spell. Doesn't look like you're bleeding, so I'm gonna go ahead and do. I think, yeah, another first level. I think. Hopefully, I'll get better on the roll. Should be plus one more, so 9 more.
Thank you.
I'm here, by the way.
Oh, hi.
No.
Don't enter the video. You'll mess it up.
I'm not in a state to
Okay.
be on video anyways. I just got off work
That's
and I
more
had
than
to
fair.
see.
But yeah, so Golden pops another first level spell there. And you should have, just to be sure, I've only cast 2 spells and they were both first level, so
Okay.
you had a rest. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure you have your slots there.
Okay. I don't know why they weren't.
You just didn't refresh them after the last time you rested, that's all. It happens. Okay, cool. That's it. Do you want to...
Can I rummage through this corpse in front of me and see if there's any quest relevant items that we're looking for?
So the idealists, they have bag with coin. It looks like probably about 12 gold pieces on one of them, 14 on another, and 17 on the one that you first killed. Each one of them has a pistol, which appears to have House Harrigan marks on it.
Hezrod wants those.
Which matches up with what you recall seeing on the pistols that were in the Hag Cove, or the Child Cove, whichever. It looks like there's probably about 20 shots, or about 18 shots left on each of them, so 18 times 3. None of them fell in the water, so none of the powder is wet or anything. And they all have Idealist masks, which are the skull-faced mask with the bright orange glowing eyes.
I want to take one of those
Ooh,
masks.
Is that the only thing that was different about them? Like, did they have cloaks or anything?
I mean, they have cloaks, but they're not magical. They have weird, like, blade hands, like Freddy Krueger blade hands, but they weren't really activated.
And how many guns did you say there were?
3.
3? Excellent.
And there's 3 masks.
Yep.
I want to take a mask.
Fiona's taking a mask.
You have a mask.
Malika will take a mask.
Okay.
I mean, if anybody else wants a gun, by all means, like...
I don't know how to use them.
Yeah, me neither, but Hezrod likes that they go bang.
Do you try on the mask?
I mean, we can take the guns.
Can I get Fiona to detect magic on this mask before I put it on?
No, detect magic.
Oh, that's right. Never mind.
Yep.
I totally forgot.
There's no like symbol on the bodies of the idealists that tracks to the lady or to any other entity. Okay.
Can you add
thing
43 gold to the loot sheet?
How much?
43.
43 gold.
Well, if Hezrod takes one gun, maybe we can sell the rest.
Yeah, I'm putting them on the sheet.
Okay.
While y'all are looting the bodies, I think just to be safe, Fiona will call back her owl and just have it go this way, just to see if there's any imminent danger.
You should be able to pull it.
Yay!
Okay. So once it gets to right about here, and I won't have you move it out there, I'll just kind of stop you. It kind of flies out, and it can see that there's like a pool or something to that effect. And then there's just this immediate kind of feeling of pinching to you, and everything goes blank. And then you're snapped back to where you're at.
Oh.
For those of you who are not in owl eyes, you hear kind of a sound of an owl being snuffed out.
No! The baby!
What? Okay, so Fiona, does she take damage or anything?
Make a perception check.
Okay. Let's see. Perception. Where are you? As the owl or as me?
As you are you when you're in it.
Oh.
You hear and
But
see as if
can't I take
you.
it, but can't I take its statistic?
Yeah.
So can I take its perception?
Yeah, you can roll as perception.
Nice. So I get to add a +2, right?
Woo!
I don't know. That's more than enough though. Before it happens, you hear a and then like a footloop kind of sound.
Let's go that way.
So like a vibration, you'd say?
Yeah.
Did it remind me of when we were with those big crystals?
No,
and...
it would remind you more of like when you were young and you were out in the park and like a bumblebee was near you.
Oh, I see. Okay. Fiona immediately, like as she wakes, she points that direction. And she says, all right, I don't know how. I didn't see anyone, but my owl is gone.
Is it dead?
Poor owl.
We heard something die.
She just kind of nods solemnly. I mean, it's incorporeal, so I don't think... but yes, it's gone. It's gone.
He looks over at Alton and he says,
Be quiet, but go look. I'll be
She's-
right behind you.
She just kind of like pauses for a second. Wait. It was a very large room. That's what I remember. Larger than the others. Water, so I don't know if the shorter ones... And she kind of like spares a side-eye glance
How
at...
dare you? I am tall in nature.
Honestly,
don't-
though, it seemed very foreboding. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Have
That
Estella
was-
go.
That was off to the left.
I suppose I can, she says. You want me to go?
Fiona actually turns to Malika, and says to her, "How much do you know about magical? Well, I never really talked to you about this. Kind of a deities, should I say this? Deities? Do you know anything about that?"
I have some learning about the religions, but not much. Roll20 is being a jerk, so I can't look at my sheet.
As you're talking about like your knowledge of the religions, but not much, there's like a holy swordsman just standing there, kind of looking at you two, puzzled. I'm switching over to see if you have religion trained. You do.
Okay, so what is it that you're thinking of?
Well, just some type of I don't know, but it stops. It was buzzing. Does that ring any bells to you?
Does that ring any bells for Malika?
I mean, you're kind of familiar with demons, so think of some demons that might have like a buzzing sound.
Like a Beelzebub kind of thing?
Could be fly related, yeah. Could be hell wasps.
She does say this in front of everyone, though, so perhaps the person trained in demons.
There are such demons that are associated with buzzing insects like hell wasps or flies.
Would ever know, even though he doesn't have religion trained?
Not with anything more than
Well, we are in a
not much more
sewer.
than what was just said, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Interesting.
Fiona will just nod and say, "Oh, all right, just be careful. It was rather sudden, I should say."
What about the magic that caused your familiar to be detached from you? Is that a spell that you were familiar with?
the spell
Did
wasn't
it
canceled.
feel,
the familiar
did it
got
feel
killed.
like a dispel magic, or did it feel like something different?
Chad just said what you needed to hear.
Wait, what? Sorry, what? I didn't hear that.
The spell wasn't Nothing happened to the spell. The familiar got killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the familiar got killed. Okay.
Yeah.
Would Hezrod know anything about demons like this with religion trained?
No,
Okay,
not much more that's already been said.
that's
Yeah.
fine.
Again, you don't have a visual, so yeah. Are
Right.
there twisted maladies that have buzzing wings? Hell
From
yeah.
from what's been said, Hezrod kind of thinks for a second, and then he looks at Fiona and he says,
It sounds like they could be demons. Destroy.
And that's over to the left. Yes.
Yes. Yes. I don't know if we want to go straight into the parapet of death or if we want to do something else first. But yes, there's definitely that something.
I will say this. Demons are a pain in the ass, and you should not leave them lying around.
This is true.
There was a clear
as well.
passage on the right, and there's also a clear passage straight forward. But you could also just go down the weird waterway and see what the buzzing's all about.
Well,
I
we
say
are here
we-
to get rid of them.
I say we eradicate every damn demon here.
Then we're going into that room.
Can I ride on
Fiona-
somebody's
I mean-
shoulders?
Yeah.
Fiona nods, but she
Anyone.
is the last to like. She's leaving a bit of distance. She's pretty freaked out.
I will say, have we seen enough that we could possibly make our
Wait,
case?
wait.
We don't even have to keep fighting things. We could just leave.
Hold on. Malika pauses her bead counting for a second and pulls out a motherfucking sword
A motherfucking sword!
and is like,
It starts glowing blue, brightly. Fucking brightly. So brightly that the only time it stops glowing blue is when you turn away from that passageway. And it seems
So-
like there are two very detectable sources on the opposite side of this passageway. One kind of more to the left, and one kind of more to the right.
What
Ooh.
the?
That's
fuck?
the ticket.
And
so the
they're-
sources
they
are
are
to the left and to the
right.
right.
Yeah, they are. No. All down the same passageway. One kind of on the right side of the passageway, one kind
Yeah,
of on
one
the
to the
left
right, one
side
to
of
the
the
left.
passageway.
Gotcha. Alright.
How big is that room? Did you get a good look?
Fiona would just say it was cavernous. Yes.
But like, how
I
big
came-
is cavernous? Can
About
you give me
100 feet wide.
Nice.
I came
try to-
here to send demons back to where they came from.
Then we should go.
Fireball? Yes.
Hazard, having religion trained, you would know demons are resistant to fire, if not immune.
I can fix
Aw,
that.
man.
Just a heads up.
Fixed up.
I know you are pumped about the fireball as well, but I just want to make sure you, as a player, are aware.
Yes.
It is not the best thing to use against Hellspawn.
I'm going to ride on Hezrod's shoulders
Okay?
through the poop water.
Chad, is Ezra okay with that?
That's fine.
Okay.
Or his back, whichever one
So
he's okay
Hazrod,
with.
about near to waist deep, heading through the waters. Avram looks
Give
like
me 1 second.
he's taking the lead. Stella seems to kind of hold back and is kind of maintaining a good position with Golridir. And I assume this would be kind of closer to the truth of the matter. And then
Excellent.
Fiona, you're staying back with the with Malika, Stella, and Golridir.
Yeah.
Okay. Avran, the second you kind of
Yes.
come out into the room and can see, you would note that there's a lip, a passage, or like a landing on the right side and on the left side. Looking up to the right, you can see that there's like a staircase. To the left, it looks like it actually winds down and further away. But as you kind of step up onto like the dry portion there, you hear a
Like right
sound,
here? Or like
but you
over here?
can't immediately detect where the sound is coming from.
I see.
It just seems to fill and drone out throughout the entire chasm.
Alright. Avron is going to continue.
Okay. As you
No,
stop there,
Hezrod says, "Get back."
and Hezrod is saying, "Get back." Everyone behind Hezrod, go ahead and roll initiative while I'm taking my surprise round.
Oh yeah.
I'm on Hezrod's shoulders.
Oh wait.
Do you still want me to roll?
You're still gonna try and do stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, then yeah.
I
Has it
thought you
been-
said something else.
Has it been more than a minute since I cast Shield of Faith?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, my sacred weapons away then.
You see a massive being. Looks like a massive mosquito with hair kind of growing out of the top of its head. Its
Nice.
chitinous armor is kind of a bluish, sickly color, and its eyes, instead of being compound eyes, are just bright orbs of like gem-like bluish colors. Its four wings, almost like dragonfly wings, are kind of slapping furiously, and it flies head first, its massive spear-like or lance-like proboscis slamming into Avran.
Nice.
You motherfucker.
So I never dropped punishing stance.
That's fine.
Does that stay? Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything if you hear, but yeah.
Yeah.
The
No, it's not for me. It's for everyone else.
the droning sound is very much present with you here. It's literally just all you can hear, Avran. So when Hezra was like, "Get back! You gotta," and then literally that was like the last thing as the sound was taken over by a sound. Its massive
Gotcha.
proboscis slams into you, and you take 9 piercing damage.
Okay.
Are you resistant to necrotic damage?
I don't think so.
Okay. Then you take
I'm gonna
17.
check.
Yeah.
That's not
No.
sanitary.
So yeah, it's full damage.
17 necrotic, and your maximum hit point total is reduced by 17.
Oh baby. Alright. 17. And max is also reduced. I gotta write down my current max so I don't forget.
The second it slams into Alton and kind of lances into him, Avran, you kind of hear what sounds like movement to the south of you, and as you kind of like, and kind of look over at the sound just to be sure and are turning to face off against this thing, you see a total of 2 sets of bright orange eyes looking back at you through the darkness.
Nice. Come at me, bro.
Alton, you're out.
I want to run up and bloop, bloop, bloop. Do some flying damagey stuff over here.
Okay.
I have sneak attack, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Where's my... I thought I'd hit that thing. All right. Bloop,
Hits.
bloop, bloop.
All right. Solid hit.
Wow.
I say, ah ha ha! Way to go, Clarence. Way to go.
Solid hit. Yeah, you kind of lance into it between the chitinous plates. You see its kind of eyes kind of snap towards you as you do so. It angrily kind of droning. Everything kind of goes like earwise. Just you can't hear a damn thing. Not much of anything, anyways. That's
As my bonus action, I will prepare dodge.
that's not how that works.
Oh,
You can't
it's
dodge
not.
as a bonus action.
Oh man.
He can disengage though.
Yeah, that's it. That's
No,
what I meant.
Don't do
Yeah.
that. Stay where you're at. Stay where you're at. It's gonna
Stay?
be great.
Okay, I'll stay where I'm at.
Yep, stay where you're at. It's gonna
Then
be
I'll hit him again if I could do that.
No, that's not
No.
a thing you can do.
Oh man.
It's okay. I'll take care of it. Just stay
Okay.
where you're at.
Okay.
It'll be great.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I don't feel like this thing is gonna really care about necrotic, so I think I'm just gonna hit it with some psychic and hope that works.
Okay.
So, let's see. I'll get a bit closer. Oh, wait, I don't want to get closer. Can I see it from where I am?
Can you see it physically?
I can see it. Yes.
Then yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Then I will do because it's kind of like on a curve, but that's okay. So I'll do a mind sliver.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw?
Intelligence.
Oh, okay. Even better. All right. So yeah, it doesn't seem to concern itself. It kind of resists it as it kind of enters into its mind. You can just see the sliver kind of break apart into shards as it's kind of pushed out of its mind. Anything else from Fiona? Oh, also, movement in the water, by the way, is difficult terrain, so double your movement here.
Even for Hezrod?
Even for Hezrod, because you're not in a swim state. It is deep enough that you could technically be swimming, but
I don't know what kind of effects this thing has, and I just saw how much damage my boy Avron took, so I think she's gonna back up a bit, like 10
Smart.
feet.
okay. Done? Yes?
done.
Okay. I'm going to smash this proboscis into this freaking paladin again. Actually, no. I'm going to smash it into this halfling. It did way more damage.
Yeah.
Crit?
Oh, no! No.
-2.
What's your maximum hit point total?
Oh, Jesus.
45.
Okay. You die. You
Oh,
just
what?
die. Sorry.
What do you mean?
I
Um,
died, guys.
Yeah, 16 plus 14 piercing damage, and then 30 plus 20 necrotic damage. If your necrotic damage it reduces your maximum hit point total by an equal amount, and if that ever reduces your hit point total to 0, you die.
Oh, no.
No.
Good thing somebody prepped Rivalry.
Yeah,
Revivify.
Revivify.
yeah.
Good thing we bought them diamonds.
Yeah.
Oh, look at his
Boy.
face. Look at John's face.
Hold on, I can't see it.
It's okay, I told you I'd take care of it.
I can't see
I'm
shit.
gonna make a ruling, so it doesn't actually state otherwise, but I'm gonna make a ruling. The reduction to a creature's hit point maximum lasts until the creature finishes a long rest, or until it's affected by a spell like Greater Restoration. Due to the fact that it has a stipulation, your hit point maximum equals 0, the creature dies, that resets that. So if he is revivified, he will be set to 1 hit point. His hit point maximum will just be returned to normal.
Okay, well the good news is I don't have to bring you back to life right away.
Okay.
We got a window here.
Anything that happened in between then and then? No?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I wanted
Avron
to
would attack.
disengage.
You actually get
Avron
it.
would attack.
You get it before the. I think it's before. If you click punishing stance, so I can read it again.
Oh, is it before?
I think
Have
so.
you used? Did you use your reaction already?
-2 penalty
No.
wouldn't have mattered. It was a crit. Target makes a melee attack against the target before it hits. Yeah. Go ahead and make your attack.
Okay.
It doesn't matter though. Make your attack.
All right.
It's still going to take. What's your strength modifier? 5.
Yes. No, 3. Sorry.
Attack. Miss, so it'll take 3 damage. As you kind of swing at it, its proboscis slams into the little halfling. You watch it kind of bury into his chest, and you can hear Avran try to scream out. But you see this kind of black wind kind of pull, and you watch as Avran's body just kind of like, and he kind of falls to the ground. Like it looks like
You mean Alton?
Oh, did I say?
Alton.
Who did I say? Avran?
Yeah,
You said Avron.
Yeah.
I'm so used to murdering Jonah's character. I'm so sorry.
Thanks, John.
Hey, I had to make a decision there. I could have probably hit you with that. Oh, anyways,
You
after
should
murdering Alton, you watch as it kind of moves up and away and flies high above the group, or above the water.
Fuck that thing.
That fucking bitch.
You
These,
killed me.
these 2 assholes move out, and they have pistols drawn, and they will shoot at Avran. Miss and hit. It'll be 13 points of damage from the pistol fire.
Oh. 13?
Mhm.
Okay. Got you.
Hezron.
Well, fuck that thing. You said it flew off and we can't see it anymore?
If you can't see it physically, then yeah, you can't see it.
We can hear it, though.
Oh yeah, you can definitely hear it's all around. Again, the room seems to be causing an echo for the drone, so it's far enough away that you can hear yourselves talk to one another, but it's close enough that it seems to be still in this room.
I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think if I can light up the whole room with a fireball.
No, it's
Yeah,
40 foot,
priorities.
40 foot wide.
You have daylight?
Alton! Ah!
Daylight into it.
I
Step
said I wanted to
forward.
disengage.
Slaps his hand on him.
Just with some diamonds.
Yeah, cast Revivify.
Bing. You have 1 hit point, Alton.
And then as he's like reinflating, he drags him over to Golradir.
Also, as the wound is kind of being healed and your body's being restored to its normal self, you kind of look down at your torn leather armor and shirt, and you can see that you're going to have a ring-shaped scar where the proboscis entered you and sucked your life out for the rest of your life.
Suck
like-
the soul at you, boy.
It's like
I'm like, fuck that thing.
it's like a perfect circular wound.
Hey, I got a perfect circle on me.
Yeah. Hezrod, any other things?
Let me see. That was my action, bonus action, nothing.
Yep.
Where did
Malika.
you drag
Super
me?
bummed. I brought you over here to Golradir.
Right here, right?
Okay, so that bonus action, we're gonna put my hex on this kid right here on the right.
Do you want to use your action to try and detect the demon with the sword?
I mean, if I can't see it, I don't know what good that's. Okay, quick question for the team: is that going to do me any good to try to detect the demon?
Well, you got that big flying proboscis thing that killed your buddy versus two idealists.
Well, it will allow you. It will allow you to point exactly where it's directionally, like where it is in like direction. So if someone was going to shoot a shot, they would know where to aim instead of not knowing where to aim. But it's okay since Hezrod's already backed away. He's not going to be throwing any fireballs. It's not really.
No,
good.
Yeah, I just
he will
don't
next
want-
turn. He'll be right back.
Yeah, I just don't want these fuckwits to
That's
start like firing their pistols, which pack a punch.
Hey, Kevin, we started blasting.
Yeah, so it's blast or be blasted.
That's it.
So we're gonna do what we do.
Blast or be blasted world that hits. I'm assuming the one on the right there.
So this guy on the right, and he has hex.
Okay.
So
All right, he's wounded. Second attack.
that'll be 9, and then we'll pop it off again.
Yep.
That'll be 14, and then I already used my bonus action to hex, so I'm gonna move back up so I don't get gotten.
Mhm.
And that's my turn.
Go already.
Okay. So we are going to do a cure wounds on Alton at. Go ahead and do second level. Wait,
While you're doing that,
third level. Yeah, we're just doing healing.
Stella Naruto runs past everybody, rushes out, and she's going to stab this guy here. Hit, and dagger attack offhand. That'll kill. And then she'll
Is
move
that-
back.
Is that 6 more?
So you have 11 and then 9.
So 20.
Yeah, 20.
All right. As she's running away from Golradir and Alton, you pick him up. I'll put him down. And she rushes down the waterway. All right, Avran, you're up. You're standing side by side with Estella, and she's looking at you, and you see her kind of like raise her short sword and kind of point, and she says, "Be wary, it's right there."
Avran is gonna get deeper into punishing stance, and God, what can I do here? I don't have holy water in my thing, or powdered iron. Shit. Wait, I have a priest pack. Does that come with anything?
No.
Oh, I have a potion of healing. Can I drink that?
Yeah, it's an action.
Oh, it's an action. Well,
Unless you took Rapid Drinker.
Nope, I did not. I actually do have holy water. I'm going to sprinkle some holy water on myself,
Okay.
and I'm going to cast protection from evil and good.
Good choice.
Thank
Who's doing
you.
crunches?
That is
It's Elizabeth.
It's not me.
Lesbeth.
Some loud crunches.
Sorry, I'm hungry.
It's okay.
I didn't realize they were that crunchy.
okay.
Avran, you are done, and protection from evil good. Okay.
Mhm.
Alton, you are alive. I would say
I'm
that-
staying back.
the few seconds that you were not alive were just complete dark void for you.
I didn't see my family in Gimwich.
That's not how this works. You definitely saw just a dark void, like there's nothing after life.
Huh. Hey everyone, there's nothing after life. That's all I have to say.
If you talk to Avron after, he'll talk to you about it.
So
Everyone take 3 emotional damage.
No.
You're just standing up and staying back. Okay, Fiona?
Yep. I'm gonna stay back.
You did witness them pull the dead halfling back and then bring him back to life. What would you like to do?
Okay, so Fiona has like a little bit of a plan. Not saying it's good, but she heard what Malachus said. So she moves a bit closer. I think you said she has half movement, so 15 feet?
Mhm.
Okay. And Malika pointed them out. So what does that mean for me? That I can see them? Or
It was Estelle that pointed it out to Avran.
oh, sorry. I thought it was Malika. Then I can't really do anything. Let's see. Yeah. I guess I'll just kind of call out. Actually, you know what? No, I won't call out. I will wait to do a mind sliver if any of them enter my vision.
Okay. Avran, you see the shadows kind of just become less dark and motionless as the creature kind of just erupts out of the shadows straight towards you. You can see its proboscis is aimed perfectly at your face, like it is going to just impale you. You can see Estella kind of like blocking, getting ready for like the guard, and you're kind of like focused on the protection, and you kind of are really hopeful that it's not going to get through. And then you see it just disappear. And you hear from the side of you, as it's happening, a voice of a man say, "Begone!" And you look to the right after it disappears. You see a strange old man in a dark hooded robe holding a staff. At the top of the staff, you see a symbol that you recognize from your training. The symbol of Alanusero, the dark god of sorcery and death, and also the mark, the arcane sigil of Durin Balcard, the demon prince of corruption. And that is where we'll end the session for tonight. Thanks for watching those that did. For those of you that do watch this show, I will note that next week and a few weeks after that, we will not be playing this game. We will be playing a different game. So a hell of a cliffhanger to end on. But we will be picking up after that point with what remains after we run through the Dark Before, ran by Chad instead of me. It'll be fun. It'll be great. And I'll get to play Dungeons and Dragons.
The Dark!
Thanks for watching.